a
There's
fun
another cash one.
money emoji. Look, we've got a Armani Gold. Kind of matches our job. You and the Armani Gold kind of look like each
We
other.
have these cats.
Oh my
So
god,
many
Kyle, you're such a
beautiful-
Throw out the
troll.
money. Oh, I throw out the money for. Ooh.
Beautiful, beautiful. Who else we
I've been
got?
immediately distracted.
Oh, there's a
Ah,
puzzle
it's
the appropriate
emoji.
one. No, where the...
Alive, Valentina, alive.
Oh, why can't I
Found
ever
it.
save these?
Confetti!
I gotta save
That's
this
one of
one.
my go-to stars.
How do you save it?
Confetti's
yeah.
great.
Save it.
Let's.
Should be able to-
Yeah.
Pineapple.
You have to delete to make space to make it an emoji, and then you click on it. Oh,
That's why.
and that's
You're
right.
not- you're not
Also,
Pepsi
you have to be
Plus.
up to plus.
Yeah, I'm- too many of them are
Oh,
used.
Rubber ducks. Oh, rubber duck
They're
emoji sounds
great,
fun.
everybody. Okay,
These
so
are
you
cool.
all clearly have your emoji functions working. Well done.
Oh, come join.
Yay! Welcome, welcome.
Hi, Mitch.
So we're gonna get started in a couple minutes, but I want to make sure everybody's seeing the screen
Welcome,
up here
Larry.
that says, "Please put yourself on
Dude,
orange."
shit. This gas is a lot of people.
Yeah, we're filling up today. It's quite a turnout.
Alright, for
I
all
can
these
move
people
over.
now
If
go to
you
orange.
bring
We may have to make the
Social.
room a little bigger.
The menu
That
that's
too.
next to your hand.
Yeah, okay, Carl's got it. Never mind.
Break out the
Where you see
We're gonna have to call the
sofas.
construction workers.
I
Click that.
know. Look at what a cool group.
Profile
I
with the
know.
big menu.
Yay, our front row is actually filling up for the first time. Welcome, Red. There's extra cookies if you have a seat on the front
A lot of
couch.
people
Yeah, when it
here.
shows your name
So, you know,
in green,
yeah.
little circle.
I
Cookies down there.
I forgot to take a
You have to
myself
dig
off
for
screen,
them a
but
little
that's okay.
bit, but you know, they're
Oh,
still
no.
good. Yay, look at that. Oh,
But I want to be
Yeah,
orange.
you
I'll
wanna
So
make
choose to
beautiful.
believe they're here.
Proactive.
I see how it is.
oh, they're
Hi.
embedded. You just got to dig your
Oh,
hand
surprise.
inside. Look at that.
It is a nice surprise.
Such a
Fine,
great
it's
I
just
just
cat.
got this right myself.
Yours is also filling. Look at that.
Oh,
I didn't think it would be so full of people.
It's the-
Yep. So if you
It's
do the
the-
same where you
Excuse me.
open your launch pad,
I don't know. You
that
all
makes
have a
it
similar
look-
theme in your bodies.
show more information.
Really? That's
Oh,
great.
really?
It's the
do
fire
we?
couch.
Yeah, it's the fire couch. If you burn for
Oh,
BridgeMakers,
I don't have a fire
Um,
thing yet.
As you can see on
That'll be a
your
long
menu,
way off.
I guess you can't see.
Someday.
Sorry about
someday.
that though, Ren.
But
it'll happen.
you have to have
It's
that
been a second
launch
to
pad
throw
menu
coal.
open on your hand.
Okay, so we're gonna get started here.
Appreciate your generosity.
So let's do another emoji wave to get all of ourselves concentrating. Emojis, if you're paying attention. Emoji, emoji.
Oh, where is it?
It's actually
Hey.
locking.
It
That's
says
control
ask me,
made
but it's
HD.
green.
Okay.
It's still
You're all
orange for
doing
me,
great with the
so just take
emojis.
a second to update.
We're gonna get started now. So let's
Green, but it says ask me. So
let's
ask me.
celebrate. This is the 11th month of BridgeMakers. Oh, not a tomato.
Android. Why Android?
Ah, thank you.
Linear interviewed. There's echo.
Yeah, there is an echo.
Throw it back.
Oh, Venya. Yeah. Throw it
I
back.
sound fabulous.
Yeah, you gotta switch your
Ooh.
mic.
Yeah. Hold on, hold on.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
Will
happening.
this world get to
Yay.
30?
Apologies.
I should be even
23.
Uh-oh. Can't send
So-
myself in my seat.
Yay! I hear familiar voices. So cool.
Hi,
Armani, I don't know if I did that or you did that, but the fun thing about this screen is that it's very, very sensitive. And so what that means is we have to be careful where we click, because otherwise it'll change.
You guys want
Is this better at all?
Yeah, it's good.
Testing with
Hey,
yes.
Norse. Oh my.
That's better. Thank you.
Were we filming small for this?
What's happening?
Okay, we're ready to go.
Where's the
Loving
oil?
your attire, my guy.
Are you ready to learn about Avatar Fluency and BridgeMakers?
Yes,
Yay! So without further ado,
What are you talking about?
without
There's
further
a lot.
ado,
Nothing.
it's time to listen now. Quiet voices, quiet voices. Shh. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is our BridgeMakers Summit 2025 May. Yay! So much work has gone into this. Yay! And
What did I just do?
special and fun preview that you are all involved in today. Our summit is actually led and created by our helpers today. And helpers are people who understand that upskilling takes contribution. And so they're helping BridgeMakers grow into a community that hopefully is more useful for everybody. But they're also learning how to be better community builders and leaders along the way. It's a collaborative incubator. So I am here to coach and support and jump in when needed, but otherwise I'm not on the stage almost at all today, except for like 1 or 2 slides. So you don't have to listen to Haya talk for 2 hours today. Yay! Let's celebrate that. Woo! Oh, stop booing. You know I talk too much sometimes. So, with,
reason I reset my game.
oh,
That's tough.
without further ado, I'm going to pass
You know
the
what? I'll just be
baton
floating.
over to Marivio, who is our staff, our Discord admin, our helper too, and also a presence of subtle but great humor and irony. So, I killed Mary. This is what happens when I acknowledge Mary as he dies. So
Too much praise, huh?
that's right.
Alright.
Go Mary.
Hi everyone. So we've done norms, right?
The one thing it does say up here, but I did forget to say, this is being live recorded and streamed to YouTube, I believe, and Twitch and Discord. So just be aware of that. If you do have any concerns about something you've shared today and you'd like that reviewed, you can always direct message or put that in the event chat so we can help you with that. But this is something we do, is we have a value of transparency, so we always try to stream our events. Yeah. Thank you, Mary.
Alright. That's all I presume for that.
I think so. I mean, you saw the put yourself on orange. If you do have a friend that you want to invite to this, I would invite you to send them a DM to say this is a structured meeting or something. But you're welcome to invite them directly, and then you can move outside of the theater to check in with them if you need to let them know what's going on. Just walk through the wall. Yeah,
the walls ain't real.
The walls are
So-
visible.
Oh,
Yeah.
what? The walls are not
Yeah,
real?
yeah, you can.
The walls are
Yes.
alive.
They're a lie. It's not real. That's right.
Oh my god.
Okay, go
About this after I park
go ahead, Mary.
That messed me up.
So just to let you know, Haya, it did still freeze for me, so our little GIF experiment didn't work out.
Uh-oh.
It's still live for me,
That wasn't
but
me.
that is a good note. If
Does
the
it look-
screen doesn't seem to be
Yeah.
progressing with the speaker, you can press resync on the wall over there where Hey is going.
There's a reload back here that you can click on if you're not seeing what you think you should be seeing.
Alright, so we're currently on agenda. Does everyone see that?
Oh, I don't.
2/3 of it
Yeah, I
is
see it.
green.
Yes,
That's
yes.
a weird one.
I do not.
So where do we go?
Alright, you do not. Okay.
I have the
Yeah.
green
Go
screen
go
of.
over
I have the
to
partial green screen of death.
I know, I had that
What
too.
is it?
Please
There's a
be
little-
patient as we fight
Okay,
technical
good.
difficulties.
Whoever
That's
doesn't see
right.
agenda, go over there and
And we're
click
clicking
reload.
on.
Yeah, you should see agenda. Once
The
you-
little-
fill is this
Fine,
one.
go ahead.
Reload.
Now,
No,
perhaps
not
a refreshing
resync,
beverage.
reload. You can
Something
also
like
do
that.
resync,
Sorry, everything
but
comes up to-
I've heard better
Okay,
results
that's
with
fine.
reload.
Okay, there we go. We're back.
Oh my
Alright, no
God.
more green screen of
Yeah,
death.
thank you.
Yay.
Delicious.
Alright,
I
cool.
gotta use extra.
I was muted, my fault. Shit. We can talk about that later.
Alright, everyone. Our agenda for today, we'll start with updates. We'll talk about the state of the bridge, what events we have had and will have in future. And we do we have any celebrations?
Not people celebrations. No, but we do have
No, we have
a celebration
a-
of a video. Yeah.
Right, yeah. And then we'll move on to the workshop where we'll be talking about and learning about building community through Avatar Fluency,
Mhm.
which Carl will be hosting for that section. And then finally we'll we'll do any last questions, do a group photo, and then we'll hop over to wherever we'll be going for the workshop itself.
Yeah.
So, is it frozen for me now? Yes, it is. Okay.
Already? Wow. I'm seeing the mouse move around, but I don't see the GIF spinning weirdly.
Yeah, the animation's not
so-
working. Okay, bummer.
Excuse me?
Oh,
There was
what
an
did I do?
animation.
Yeah, we thought we'd fix the thing going idle by having a constant movement through a GIF in the corner.
Mm-hmm. Not working.
But I mean,
Okay,
I
what
see
does
the
everyone
mouse
see right
movement,
now?
So it's still live, right?
See agenda.
I still see.
I see the gay agenda in front of me.
Still agenda, yeah.
That too.
Gay
what-
agenda.
Yeah, the gay agenda. Duh.
Oh, puzzle. Oh, puzzle.
I'm
Am I not
Okay.
supposed to say
I guess
gay
you're gonna
agenda?
comment with frogs in there.
Yeah, so that's fun.
This is okay.
This,
Is that camera messing up?
just
It's
to
not
let
a
people
camera.
know, this was working up until a couple months ago, and then it has stopped working. So we are looking for people to troubleshoot our presentations and VR chat with us also.
Oh.
But in the meantime, yeah, let me.
Yeah, so I mean,
Try
we're
to-
seeing
Have you
the
tried
live
asking the deep
presentation.
listening
That bit's
group?
working. It's just the transition
Not
wasn't
yet.
going.
Hey,
Interesting.
I think
We
Shard
can change
knows
it
those,
to the
doesn't
gay
he?
agenda.
Yo, hey,
Hold on. Any
oh, yeah, that's the guy I was
suggestions
talking about.
on doing
Mhm.
presentation updates? You're welcome. Please DM or put it in the event piece. I am going to try to reshare the
So
screen.
we can, I mean, we can see the slide here. I see it.
Yeah.
I want to say make a
That's true.
YouTube video and then upload that in a private unlisted thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's.
man.
You either
that
gotta hit
video.
the beats perfectly, or
Okay.
you gotta pause and
Or you could like use,
zoom the
you could
video
actually
in together.
upload the
That's
Twitch
fine to
stream
pause and read.
onto the thing. No,
Still
I don't
messes
know,
up
man.
thinking.
I shouldn't
It's
give
a
suggestions.
pretty high barrier
Technology's
in
hard.
here.
VR
That's
chat
okay.
problem.
Yeah.
Dang it, VR chat.
So let's make a bridge right now.
Okay.
You think you guys
Can everyone
do some
see
of
the screen now?
right
State of the
You can go
bridge.
to spawn
Everyone-
and we reload.
Does
And
everyone
just-
see State of the Bridge?
Let's keep the chatter down a little bit because that can be tough and kind of chaotic for people that aren't used to being in VR chat environments. Thank you, everybody. We'll have time to be playful a little bit
Got it.
later.
No, I see it.
We'll let the chaos
So,
out later.
the State of the
Exactly.
Bridge we separate into two groups: growth and edges. Growth is where we've basically grown over the past month, and edges is sort of the next steps. Did I get that right?
Yeah, edges are actually where it hurts, where it's either not going well or we're troubleshooting. Have you all heard of growth edges before? So it's that It's that-
Understanding of it.
Yeah, it's that place inside of us where sometimes people from a more punitive frame will say that's your weaknesses. But it's actually just the fresh parts of us that are still not done yet. But we're showing you and holding transparency around them as we figure it out. It gives you a chance to lean in and help or not. But we don't want to just present the shiny stuff. We want to show you the hard stuff too when we can.
The places where we still need to grow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. We're growing there.
Alright. I wonder if I don't actually need to click the arrow, because it does say right there, but anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so our first point of growth is the helpers are now leading the summit. So we've got various hosts. I'm the current host right now, but we've also got Carl who will be doing the workshop. Haya, I believe you are streaming to YouTube right now.
Yep.
All right. And Jose helped with editing the presentation, and I helped organize it. So yeah, little like emoji hearts or something to the helpers.
Yay! Let's all
for,
celebrate all the
setting this up.
contributions. Woohoo!
Cool.
Yippee!
All right. So this is something that I've been working on. The maybe funnel is now implemented to some form. We use the Discord access system, which is kind of new. So we've got, this might be a little small for some of you, but we've got a whole like maybe section that is not visible to all of the newbies of the server and only new potential server members. And yeah, so we're hoping that the maybe funnel serves as the initial touch point, a bit more of a friendly welcome than what we had before. It's a little bit more hands-on. We have people answer a question for us, and we have a little chat with them about that. And yeah, one thing that we've been noticing is we're getting many more people introducing themselves in the introductions channel. So that's great.
Yeah, just show. Oh, my headset died right as I said that. Show of emojis. Anybody here who's gone through our maybe funnel where we've actually asked you some questions before we let you in? Yeah, we've got one,
a couple
two.
Of
yeah, there you go. Yay, welcome. That's so good. Yeah, we have a much higher event attendance and introduction rate now that we have this in place. So it's working.
All right, cool. So hopefully that continues as we go forward. I've also done a little bit of restructuring of the Discord, kind of streamlining things a bit more. There's now a notice board category with the news and guidelines and resources, and the BridgeMaker section is now dedicated to places where you actually chat and contribute as newbies. We're also looking at using the Discord onboarding system in place of the access system to see if that reduces some of the potential paper cuts that might come with the current system.
Yeah.
But yeah. So how does everyone feel about the current structure of the BridgeMakers Discord? Any questions or anything that you'd like to see changed or anything?
Carl's raising his hand. Looks like.
Yeah, I will say it came up in conversation with somebody recently, and as you said, you've been refining. And from my point of view, from also being on servers with large channel lists, I think we have come to a pretty good spot. But I am interested to hear if any of the newer folks, you know, probably haven't had a chance to necessarily scroll through and look at everything, but I didn't see any kind of redundancy in those kind of issues. I think it was me and Scott chatting, and I was like, yeah, you're right, there is too much. And I went and looked, and I'm like, no, it's kind of, because I also have to keep in mind I see more than everyone else. You know?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so for me, I like the current system better than previously, but I also grew with the server, so I don't see it in the same way that you guys do.
Jog had a question.
Yeah.
Question or comment. It's probably a function of my lack of familiarity with Discord, but just before this meeting, I was reading that we were asked to maybe share it, and I thought, oh, I'll quick do that, but I didn't know how. Like, I was going to share it to the workrooms group. They have a VR meetup Discord. They've told me that's a good place to communicate, VR meetups.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, share it there, but I didn't know how. I was like, can I copy? Can I click share? Can I don't know, screenshot it?
Thank you. It's a good question.
I believe you could forward if you're on another Discord community. That is something you could click the dots on the message or on the top right and like forward a specific message from ours. But I don't know if permissions allow that.
Yeah.
That is something that's
I will take this as feedback that we need to actually have like a clear advertisement for how to invite people to our Discord. And I will tag you after that's been produced. And I would love somebody to help make that with me. So anybody want to wade in with their toes to doing a help or support thing, that's one way you can help. But thank you for the question, Jog. Yeah.
Sure. Thanks.
Yeah, that's a good point. Also something that I don't really think about because as an admin, I have access to everything.
Yeah.
So I don't
barrier.
always see, the barriers that you guys do. All right. Anything else?
There's also a support ticket area where if you do have any questions, concerns, complaints, or feedback, you can always open a ticket to just directly communicate to us about that, or put it on the general chat or BridgeMakers. If you're like, this sucks, and you really want to start a battle, just like BridgeMakers is where you put that. And throw the shade, and we'll work our way with you through it. So yeah.
Yeah. All right, we'll move on. So, some recent events that we've had. So a couple of these, I believe, are one-offs. That would be paleontology, where Haya and I had a talk and kind of a stream about the game Paleo. Some emojis for who has played Paleo or knows.
Oh yeah, who knows what Paleo is? Okay, we got a hand up over here.
Yeah.
Okay, front row and maybe a couple in the back. Okay, good. Well,
all right, yeah.
Does that count?
It helps. Yes. Yeah, we'll go with yes.
Yeah. Why not? Yeah. So you can find this on YouTube. I believe it's in the live section where you can look at past streams. The same is true for the Tajazuka. Is that how you pronounce it?
Tajazuka World Hop, yeah.
Yeah, Tajazuka World Hop. Again, another event that we had. And the Music Hops first series is now finished.
Yay.
That had quite a lot of rapid growth to it. It started off in VR chat, then it moved to Discord, then I created an emoji graph app for it, and the whole thing.
Show of emojis of who's attended at least one of Mary's music hops, where you got to see this cool emoji app and fill it in. Look at all those emojis. Yay. Those were so cool. We got to actually learn what we were all feeling about songs real time, emoji by emoji, and then see it at the end of the song played out for us like music almost.
Yeah. I will be rebooting the series at some point, but I have no date yet, so that's still to be determined. Yeah. We have a community shoutouts post in the resources channel. This is kind of a place where you guys can shout out your own communities, post about them, post events that you guys are hosting. So that's kind of a place for you guys to share there. And also see what other communities are linked with BridgeMakers, because there's a lot of you. So we'd quite like to get more traffic in this post.
And people who post about a favorite community there or your community will be eligible. We're going to be doing this starting hopefully next month. We're going to start having a community highlight spot where we're going to set up a slide with you for this presentation that explains some of the details of your community, and then we'll give you a few minutes to come here and talk about what you love about this community. Whether it's yours or somebody else's, it's a place to demonstrate that bridge making with other communities.
Yeah, and will that be part of the leadership summit?
Yeah, this is going to be part of our summit, but then you'll also have that slide prepared so you can send this out to other places and shout it out even more. So,
Yeah.
Yay.
So yeah, a little spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
We've been working on redesigning the logo. Shout out to Amani, who has been doing the design for it. And while we're here, I'd like to get a little vote on which design you guys like the most, just as a kind of a feel thing. There's also a poll on the Discord if you want. So yeah, I've got 3 emojis I'm looking for.
Okay. So everybody who's going for the current old version that most people seem to say what AI created, go ahead and give that emoji. Or for version 1 and version 2, which we're moving over to ideally, unless you're all super attached to the first one, but I'm doubting that's true. So which one is your vote? What do you prefer? Circle the square.
I'm seeing quite
the next 2 look more like AI.
What? Is
I
that
can't even see them.
Than the first one.
Wait, did you say
if you're not
versions
seeing
look
what
like AI?
they're talking about, click the button.
I gotta go back.
Reload. Yeah, sometimes it's gonna.
I gotta do it again.
I know. Sorry about that.
Right, click the reload button here.
Reload.
Got it. See why.
I don't really see what the thing is under the bridge and the first logo.
I still say we kidnap password.
It's like VR glasses.
3.0 puzzle.
Okay.
I know.
To me, it kind of looks like
3.0. Oh, wonderful.
gloves.
Exciting.
So mostly what I'm
seen that, but I do now.
I'm seeing a lot. Oh, not that one. I'm seeing a lot of these.
How do we vote?
Nice.
Have you ever seen the goggles in the original? It's 2 boxing gloves coming together.
I think there's a way to improve.
Barely see that, Carl, but I do.
Like, I think we're moving in the right
It
direction.
looks clear as day to me now that I'm like, I can easily see it when somebody mentioned it.
Simplifying every single icon.
Like, I'm glad we have like a nice hat and
Game
a
on.
circle
So much worse.
and goggles. He's a fashion icon.
There is a thread for further discussion.
I love the energy of all of this, and I don't know how clearly we got the voting
angular
going.
elements don't quite help on those.
So I'm going to say 3, 2, 1. Everybody have your vote up so we can actually get a clean shot of this. 3, 2, 1. You ready? All right, go. Yeah, go.
Whoopsies.
Keep them going. Keep them going so we can see. All right.
Once I find it.
That looks pretty even.
I see. Wait, old emojis and new emojis. Whoa, wait, no pizza. Come on, people. Nice. Okay. Oh no, the pizza's taking over. You're such tricksters. Okay. Wow, this was not what we expected.
That's current.
It's evenly decided.
You're all throwing a wrench in this plan. Maybe we shouldn't have been voting for it. Okay.
I don't like the nose.
Circles are better than squares, I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right.
Pizzas are next to the guy, the cool guy.
And the pens will be cheaper.
If it was
that's
too
a
long, I think
nose.
the version 1 would be better.
You're all
I think
hilarious.
it's a bit softer
Okay,
with the
okay,
circle.
okay. We're gonna stop the voting. Good feedback, everyone. Feel free to remind us again on the discussion.
I'm gonna make a Shakers post on that.
We have nice, exactly. Feel free to add your comments on Discord and actually vote on our full poll. But yeah, that was a surprising thing. It sounds like there's a lot of people here that are still feeling some nostalgia for the AI one. So good to know.
There is, so the poll and feedback area you can find under General Commons. It's a thread. If you go to the threads in there,
Nice.
you should find it. Cool.
Okay.
All right. So we've got socials, and they've been growing. We now have 300 BridgeMakers on
Yay!
Discord.
Woohoo!
Pizza time.
Yeah. Shout out to Amani, Jose, and Sim for holding the social media spaces. But we also have kind of an area where we could use some more helpers, maybe, for LinkedIn and Reddit. But,
keep that in mind if you know any wizards with either of those apps, and if we have a social media team that meets weekly and schemes and plots and plans on how to make really delightful, informative marketing and advertising for BridgeMakers to show the good work we're doing.
Just out of curiosity, how many of you are on Blue Sky?
Yeah,
I'm on both. I betray corporations all the time.
I'm still hanging on to Twitter.
Are you on the Twitters? Okay, we've got.
I have both. I have
is
both.
raising their hand.
I
Okay.
have both.
Yeah.
Because I'm planning for one of them to fall apart.
Yeah.
I was there when Tumblr fell. I'm still hanging on.
Aww.
Oh my god, a Tumblr? Oh damn. Okay, well, I guess you could. We couldn't put a Tumblr team. A BridgeMakers Tumblr.
There's that. Also Twitch, technically. But yeah.
Another one.
Okay. Let's keep going.
I'm so glad you volunteered yourself. Thank goodness. No, I'm just kidding. You don't have to do it if you don't want to.
Our YouTube has been getting some good numbers of views recently. And we've got a little video over here of a special someone who...
the tallest ears in the room. Mm-hmm.
The tallest user?
Ears. Foot and a half.
Ears.
Yes.
Oh, okay, I get it now.
Can you all see this video, this vertical portrait video?
I can see it video.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We're going to push play. We want to make sure everybody can see that there's a video about to be shown. It's called No One Talks to You.
So I became a moderator for the Furry Hideout.
Oh, and
the volume
before
low?
we play that, you might need world volume up for that.
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
I know I do.
It could be.
Yeah, turn your world volume up if you don't have it up. Otherwise, you won't be able to hear the video.
Hard to judge, though, without it playing.
Yeah.
And then at some point, they put me on a little team to make events for their group, and I was like, I don't know how to do community stuff. Like, I don't know what an event even means for a community. So I started buying some books, like The Principles of community building, how to build brand communities, the art of gathering, like a whole bunch of these books. I'm reading through these and I'm like, wow, I've never seen any of this in any of the communities I've been at. And went out and started exploring all these other communities. You go to most of these communities and, first of all, it's really hard to find them. Either you go on Reddit and you have to really look through, and maybe someone will be like, hey, you should go to this place. But for the most part, maybe you might find a poster in a random world, but the most part, it's just all word of mouth. That's the first step, is like, you can't find them. The second part is you go to these events and no one talks to you. There's no one at the door. You kind of hop in and you're like, okay, am I at the right place? Is this the wrong time? You go in there and you see some groups talking and no one even looks at you. It's like you're a ghost, and the default is that communities put all the responsibility on the new members to integrate themselves with the community.
Too real, man. Too real.
Yeah, let's give Kibble and Jose some emojis for that. That was such a good.
Yeah. That was so relatable.
Nice pizza.
Great observation.
Hey, welcome, geek. So,
Disney
just
princesses.
Curious here, like, how many of you can understand why that went semi-viral? Like that video specifically. That's a pain point in the world.
How many times have we walked into an event and not even a moderator goes like, "Oh my god, the newbie! Oh
yeah,
oh my goodness, go
Nobody
over
turns
here!"
to you.
And the
Yeah.
homies. It's usually just like, "What are you doing here?
Yeah.
Do you know where you are?"
Think about your entrance into this space So this is something I do for myself whenever I go into a new space. I sometimes will even start a timer on my phone. That was back when I was surveying a lot of communities, but I have this in mind. I start a timer. What is the first moment where somebody at least acknowledges me by looking my direction, by nodding their head, by waving, by saying hello? How long does that take? And what I often notice is for people who identify as intersectionally diverse, as in they have a lot of experiences in physical reality where they are not acknowledged, they're ignored, or they're kind of treated as an outsider, right? When they come into VR and they experience that, there's a much smaller window for them to be welcomed before they're going to fatigue and leave. It's usually around 30 seconds. And in here, they might not be in an avatar that we would even recognize and say, okay, I can see your body language that is telling me you don't necessarily know how to come into the group and be like, I'm here, everyone. Let me tell you who I am. So you really have to just look at the proximity of when somebody enters, how quickly does everybody else notice somebody came in? And how fast do they acknowledge to that person? So you see some synchronizing body language. You even see a welcome or an emoji, whatever. So think about coming in here today. How long did it take you to get acknowledged? To feel like somebody saw that you had arrived? And this video and Kibble's really clear messaging on this is part of the culture that we complain about in here, where we don't feel like communities are really welcoming and inclusive, has to do with this piece. Everybody here is a citizen of social VR and has some opportunity to be that welcoming body language to each other, even if we know that person, just nodding, saying hello, how are you? So I'm shouting out Kibble, but I'm also saying this is validation that the world at large is feeling this pain also, right? This isn't just about social VR. Yeah. My little soapbox moment today. Thank you, everybody.
Slay.
I have a question, if you don't mind me interrupting.
Sure.
Yeah, go for it.
So you said, like, people that don't have experience in real life feeling like they're outcast have a worse timer in VR?
Yeah, it's shorter. So and this is not quantitative. This is qualitative ethnographic that I've measured in multiple apps. But my estimate is if you have intersectional identities where you are targeted and pushed out in physical reality, the window is about 30 seconds before you're going to leave. For people who don't have that, who have more privilege, who know, okay, I can go and I can just hang out and people will eventually come over to me or whatever, that window is around 2 minutes. It's still pretty short.
That's like the realest statement I've ever heard.
Yeah. And just understand that leaving is not like, oh, that didn't work. That leaving, if you've ever done it, I've done it many times, it feels awful to leave a room having not been acknowledged or welcomed and having spent every second feels like a year. It feels really painful. So just knowing that, like, yes, we love hanging out with our friends, we love feeling that rhythm, and it can kind of be irritating to interrupt ourselves and go welcome, but it's also an opportunity to practice recognizing we impact each other whether we say anything to each other or not. By not saying anything, we are affecting people. And when I met Kibble, this was the beginning of our connection, was just really resonating and understanding there's a lot of problems in social VR around this. It's my game. I'm on my path. I'm having fun. You're on your path, whatever. And yes, that's an individualistic mindset. We have a Western majority mindset in social VR that is kind of the dominant frame, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt people to not feel more collective and recognize that. And I will say that for trolls, because I did a study, the troll project, for over a year, for trolls, if you don't catch them in that 2-minute window, they gear up and they will come and be more disruptive in your community. It's kind of like a incubator that's happening in them, an egg timer. And if they do not get welcomed, the instead of the harm going inward, the harm starts to come outward from the pain of that. So just remembering that, like, we're impacting each other. If we're visible and somebody else is visible when they come in, we have a timer before they're going to feel really pushed out and not welcomed and kind of invisible. So yeah, I'm glad that of all the videos made viral, and it was like, yeah, you should all see this. This is real, as validated by YouTube already. So yay.
The algorithm likes us.
The algorithm knows this is painful. Yeah.
It got something right for once.
No. Yay.
Promoting positive media?
No, what? Exactly.
It's not a meme.
I know.
It's not fake.
So there's a chance that some of you that this is frozen. Can you all see server boosters at the top?
Yes.
Hey.
Awesome. Okay. All right. So yeah, this is a new thing that we've added to the summit. Just as a little shout out, we've got 2 new server boosters this month. Sim and George Brown. And yeah, we also have our list of current boosters who have continued boosting from a previous month. So shout out to you guys as well. Notably, Carl, who is currently helper 2, Amani, who is core leader, advisor, and helper, and Lama Rock, who is on walkabouts at the moment.
I love Heya. It's just Heya. Help me keep that. I really do.
I am the role. You too can be Heya someday. I promise.
I mean, this is community centric. We might be giving
We
out
are
the
all
Heya role
Heya at some point.
That's right.
We are all Heya. Gotta pass on the username. The first Heya, it's like the Pope, you know?
Oh God. No. Okay. But of note, Heya actually comes on a pun. Some of you know this, off of Hey You, right? So that my name in itself is a way of reminding myself to greet people. I've embedded that in. So when people are like, "Hey you," and I'm like, "Well, hey you to you too," you know, like let's make that round. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, server boosters. We hope to have more.
Slay. We love you.
The
Allies.
next one. All right. Moving on from growth to edges. These are our current transitions. We've got a bunch of walkabouts in the middle. Most of them are advisors.
Yes.
Who are currently engaged in other.
Apparently Canva is also going on a walkabout there. That's awesome. So yeah, I want to acknowledge, I know I'm feeling some sadness too. Looking up at that slide, you know, it looks kind of intense to see so many advisors / core leaders. Okay. It was good to see you, Geek. Thank you for saying goodbye. So yeah, this is actually for context piece around, we're about to hit our 1-year anniversary, and we're kind of starting to get clearer and more structure and accountability going with our advisory team. And so there's a agreement that all advisors are being invited to build their version of it, or just sign the one that we have as a template and commit to a year of service. And then there are advisors who kind of took the first wave with us, and core leaders that are now more fading off into walkabout lands. But I think part of the overwhelm in me, kind of seeing that list and just going, how do we honor people who have mostly just been involved by Discord, you know, and haven't really shown up at any of the meetings or whatever. And so what I'm realizing is we don't, in a lot of communities, there isn't a transitions channel. There isn't a place to say goodbye on purpose. And so I've already added it. It's still unlisted right now while we build it out, but we're going to have a transitions and goodbye channel where anybody who is needing to take a break from our server or is just done with BridgeMakers can have that place to say their piece, whatever's going on. And we're going to offer it in a format of like being both compassionate and constructive. Like what are you going to miss about being involved with BridgeMakers? And also, what do you wish had gone differently? And we'll see what people want to add there. But creating norms in community groups so that exits don't have to be the current format in most communities is when leaders leave, what happens?
Meltdown. Everybody starts scrabbling. Fingers are pointed. People start. It's like, our community, we can't last anymore. It's gonna die.
Yeah.
The panic option.
Yeah, rage quitting, panicking, shit throwing, right? That's how communities end up. That's right. And so a lot of leaders get targeted, etc. And there's no shade on these people. These people have been incredible anchor points for the last year, and maybe they'll come back and lean in again. But making sure that we can honor each other and also have a space to say, here's what didn't work. And creating that as a ritual for all community systems is important. So
I can see why some people see it as like a TV series sometimes, like special guest star comes in and then they leave and then there's
exactly rotating. Yeah. The goal for BridgeMakers,
that can be their theme.
Yeah, the goal for BridgeMakers, even though right now for the moment we've got just one core leader, ultimately, my hope is that there's going to always be at least 3 core leaders with BridgeMakers. And that's going to be a rotation cycle. So core advisors will be rotating in and taking pushes of core leadership, and then they will step back into core advising again. So we want to make this sustainable so that it's not a hierarchy only and that everybody can work their way into that center, take a turn. But in the meantime, that center point needed to be acknowledged. I don't have anything written up on this yet. And then the left and right is the transitions from walkabouts into showing up and leaning in with BridgeMakers. So we've got Emma, who's been helping us with the booth process. We're going to be having a booth at Project Community. Yay. And then we have Puzzle Child, who's present today as her shiny self. Let's give Puzzle a big welcome for being a helper with us. Helper, Puzzle, do you want to share just a brief minute's worth of what you think you're going to be doing? Yeah.
Okay. Well, first of all, you know how lots of your friends are hidden away in private instances and they're like, no, I don't need to have other friend groups. I just have my perfect friend group. Well, I will go in, ideally, I will encourage folks to go to those private instances and be like, hey guys, you want to go to an event? Would you like to go and have fun? And they'll be like, no, I don't want to have fun. But you know, the purpose is just making them realize there's other things outside of this soul friend group. Because let's be honest, a lot of times those friend groups, especially in VR, are filled with like a toxic leader. They're like, no, we have to be with this person or they'll be sad. And I'm like, okay, let them be sad. You can still go on an event with me. And then sometimes it's good to just show up to another group and be like, so like, where's the moderation team? Like, and where's the ticket system? And like, where's the Discord? And then they'll say, oh, we don't have a Discord, and like the only moderation thing is like, you know, be aware of what groups you go to and see like how they'll do the little pull around and whether if they're actually legitimate or they're like playing to be legitimate. And if there's any accountability there, so you know you don't waste your time and your energy doesn't get taken away, and you get not trapped in that cycle of drama that has no end of resolution, that they'll keep it going for 5 years and stuff, blah blah blah. But it's just basically making people realize there's a whole world out there, and they don't have to stay, especially in VR. It's as easy as dropping a portal, man. It's as easy as dropping a portal.
So let's all
trap your friends and just drop a portal, and some of them don't have their safety prompts on. I'm just saying.
Get them out of there.
I'm just saying.
So
get them out of there.
Thank you, Puzzle. What Puzzle is also kind of hinting at is everybody has probably brushed shoulders with communities that start to feel a little bit like groupthink is going on. And there's a bit of a silo effect where you know they're not interacting with anybody else outside of that. And that can be really cozy and safe for a while, but it can turn really toxic over time. And so Puzzle is here with the goal to help communities understand that other communities exist, including those of you in BridgeMakers. If Puzzle sees anybody with BridgeMakers that she's like, oh, you're getting too stuck in BridgeMakers, she's going to be starting to come and invite you and suggest
a travel agency.
Trying to go to other places.
I mean, not a travel agency. I would be your what's it called? A travel agent.
Yeah.
Like we used to have it back in the days instead of computers, and until AI takes over my job.
Mm-hmm. So Puzzle is going to be doing some liaisoning between communities and really helping communities learn and find each other.
I will also be kidnapping people consensually, of course, occasionally, to bring here to like expose them to things, and hopefully that will help like the general like ecosystem of VR.
Exactly.
Because this place
the blood
is very
flow.
lovely.
I feel like
the blood flowing.
We're just on the back row here. We've got 3 semi-ambassador liaisons here who've been doing a lot of good advocacy work for communities. So shout out to all of you for that. Armani and Puzzle and Curious.
Puzzle, what's your slogan then?
My slogan?
If you're gonna start this business, if you're gonna start this proper business of kidnapping people to go socialize outside of the usual bubble, what is your slogan?
That's a really good question.
Fits in like a puzzle piece. Everybody
Find your fit, puzzle child.
Find your fit.
Find your fit.
I like that.
That's lovely.
Find your fit.
I petition, just drop a portal. Smile.
That's good.
That's a little toy.
Face
But, yeah. Okay. I love that we're workshopping Puzzle. Let's throw it back to Armani here and see. I think we also want to celebrate Scott. Yay!
Yeah.
Scott rejoined after his walkabout.
Yeah. You want to hop down and tell us a 1-minute summary of what you're scheming about with us?
Oh, sure. I'd love to. And I see North Penguinism here too.
Hey.
I hope I don't embarrass you. Welcome to the official newest member of the BridgeMakers.
Oh.
Yeah, nice
Scott,
to see you up here.
Could you make your avatar a little bigger so the people in the back can see you? We need a pedestal for you, but we don't have it.
I'm just gonna kind of practice getting out of my comfort zone here and try to
giant Scott. Woo! Let's all encourage
your voice.
the miracle grow of Scott. Yes.
Is my voice quiet?
Yippee!
Yeah, it's a little quiet.
A little bit, yeah.
Let me see what I can do about that.
Eat your mic, but don't eat your mic.
I am now eating the mic.
Norms and BridgeMakers. Yeah, it's better.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really nice to see everybody. It's wonderful these events where we kind of get together, once in a while, like as our big group, and just see everyone. And this might be making up a word here, but I'm trying to describe like the goal is my father used to read to me and he's a huge science fiction fan, and a lot of these books would have these like imaginary descriptions of these like machines or this equipment or this chair you would go into, and it would like transport you to this different world. And then in Star Trek we saw like the holodeck, and ever since I was a kid I dreamed about like being able to put on a headset and come in and initially game, but then like once I found out, wow, there's all these cool like rich people, so many personalities and inclusion and creativity, the social VR side like really surpassed my expectations, and my expectations were high. So to find groups like BridgeMakers, kind of just extending mindful kindness, I'm trying to make the contribution back to build like, here's my made up word, like kind of humanist education
I love that
type events.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like here's what I learned that I think is interesting, and you know, people can contribute. Oh, this is what I know about that, and we have you know, fun kind of edutainment type discussions. And you know, that's what I kind of try to create those spaces to just allow there to be more things, more reasons to get together. Like that's really the end goal, is just reasons to get together. So I look forward to meeting more people and seeing everybody. So thank you.
And quite literally, yay! How that manifests is that Scott will be restarting the second part of the book called "The Body Keeps the Score." And instead of having to read the book, if you don't have time or don't want to, you can come to Scott's events on Thursdays, and Scott will take you through the breakdown with visuals and everything on understanding trauma and how it affects the body. We're going chapter by chapter. And then at the end, we have a little discussion about what it brought up for us. And we stream that. Yep. And we're starting this back up this Thursday. So yay, Scott.
Yippee!
Thank you.
Aww.
Yippee! Yippee!
Any questions for this board before we keep going? Oh, those are so pretty. Wow. Yeah, any comments or questions? This is a harder one, an edge.
What does walkabout mean?
Ooh, good question. Who wants to give a definition for walkabout?
I'll jump in and
okay, Carl's
give
gonna do it.
Explanation there.
Yeah.
Part of the being a helper with BridgeMakers is it's a structured process. Whereas a helper 1, it's a 3-month commitment, so that you can kind of have a set project, have an idea of what you'd like to accomplish, have some accountability, and then at the end of that, have some reflections, as well as some time to step back and decide, do you want to continue helping with the community? Do you want to just be a membee at that point? And from there, you could be a helper too, like Scott and I are, or you could just be a regular member. But the idea is that you don't get locked in. You have that chance to kind of check in and reflect and all of that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And in these roles, specifically up there, they weren't necessarily at the helper levels. We don't have as much structure built out for advisors and leaders yet, but we're acknowledging that they're not filling what we see as an advisory role, and that they're moving into some liminal space. So they'll probably be given membership, which is what you get after you've actually contributed something to BridgeMakers. And that will prioritize you for special events that don't get publicly invited, and other kinds of nurturing the core group events. Like we have a gated community where we offer educational content at times on the back door of community building that can be very risky, etc. So membees get access to those kinds of events. Yeah.
It's our version of the Cool Kids Club.
The Cool Kids Club?
Pizza Club? Is it the pizza party?
It's a...
we can bring out the pizza emotes.
It's the Core Hive. Yeah. It's the place where we have... we invested in you, you invested in us, and we want to give a stage for that. You know what it's like to be in the grit and grime of building BridgeMakers. Construction is a dusty process.
All right. Oh. Is that clicking or right clicking?
Here we go. We just have all kinds of fun things to talk to you about. Okay, this is the next one. Sexual content and depictions of minors in VR. That's something that can clear a room in social VR for sure. Just that title. Don't all vanish at once, right?
Does everyone, real quick, see policy update at the top there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So without going too deep into the detail, this is a policy that needed to be created. Multiple community leaders have asked for advice on building this out because it is such a complicated and tricky topic. But specifically, there's a phenomena in social VR where some people will do art, and not just social VR, but I think it's more prominent. They will do art that depict furries that appear to be more like adult furries and child furries engaging in some kind of sexual play. You maybe have heard about this or seen this, but this is actually a thing. And it's come up again just in the last few weeks with a request to understand what our actual boundary is. So this is a statement that's going to be appearing in our guidelines, and there will be a link to this document you can see over to the right that actually breaks down and explains why we are taking a more solid stance here. And the brief summary of it is basically private sharing of something that is considered art is not something that we're going to necessarily judge, but if it is publicly being shared, especially for profit, that's in the realm of appropriating a minority, basically, who doesn't have the power. And so we're gonna take a much clearer stance on that and be against it. That can be really harmful to promote in a public way. So yeah, it's a tough area, but this is I think hopefully solid first draft at starting to create language around this that doesn't polarize and cancel people, but also says we have good reasons for this and these are the reasons. Does that make sense?
Oh, that definitely makes sense. Okay. People need to have more strict
clear boundaries.
Talks about, like, yeah, because nobody ever talks about safe sex on the internet.
Right.
Like, how are you gonna have safely have like cyber sex or know that each party is consenting?
Actual consent, right? Yeah. So this is
actual consent. That's not.
In general, the thing is there might be some communities in VR that have experts within them that can really break down and explain what the boundaries are for these kinds of acts that are about consent and disclosure and maybe even therapeutic. I don't know, but we're not that. We are a safe for work group, 18 plus. We're not tackling all the problems at the same time. We're setting boundaries on the ones we can't inform on until we have some really clear experts that want to come in and build that out with us. So yeah, you'll see this posted somewhere soon. But if you have questions or concerns, you're always welcome to reach out. Or again, BridgeMakers is a place to have debates about everything and talk about what's not working. So thank you. Just want to give that as a transparency.
All right. Next we have up our current event schedule. We've got Thursdays, Body Keeps the Score by Scott. Fridays, Games and Connects. I presume Jay is still hosting.
Yep. Jay is one of our advisors. This is only on Discord, but Fridays at noon Pacific time. You'll find at least a couple BridgeMakers staff just hanging out in the voice chat, and we play games both by streaming them, but we'll also, if people jump in, we also like to play Discord games with you and just get to know you a little bit, and it's just a fun time to decompress.
Yeah. Up next, also on Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, Community Builder Meetup, hosted by both Haya and Carl. Did you want to talk about that, or?
Please RSVP for that. And that's basically your weekly check-in space. If you're everybody has community pain points, but for the first hour, we talk about your community pain point, and we do sometimes little exercises to work through that just a bit. And then the second hour, we go around and look at worlds and ask ourselves the question, how does this world make community? And how does it break it? Because all worlds are adding and subtracting from a community experience. So that second hour
are just tools.
Yeah, that second hour is usually pretty playful. We have a lot of fun, but we also sometimes have guest world creators who come in and show us their worlds and do that process with us, which is really fun. And yeah, it's a good way to wind down, but also still be purposeful.
And lastly on the list, my favorite event is Street Epistemology at 3 p.m. Pacific time.
Mm-hmm.
That's my
Yeah.
first event I went to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you have fun?
Oh, definitely, tons of fun. I could wear silly avatar for role more involvement purposes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah. Yay. Venia says, that makes me truly happy to hear. Street epistemology, for those of you who don't know, is where we argue on purpose. And we play a
Yes, it's
battleship.
exciting.
We play battleship kind of style, but it's instead of sinking people to win, we sink people with empathy. And we actually do our best to describe the perspectives that we're not holding on a topic in a way that really makes the people who are going to argue with us just be like, you get it, you got it better than I got it, and fall over with dead emojis, and then we keep going. So it's a playful and really dynamic event. I hope you can come. Oh yeah, I killed Mary again. That's right.
Damn.
All right.
Damn.
Yay,
Okay,
Venia's doing.
Yeah. Civil discourse and social VR is hopefully starting June 21st.
We've moved this a few
Yeah, so I
times.
assume,
Hopefully.
I assume that means I'm up. Yeah.
You are up. Go Vinia. Okay. And I'll introduce you while you're getting in your controllers. So Vinia is one of our core advisors. Vinia is one of the cleverest people I've ever met around community design. She has all the book knowledge, but also a ton of professional experience in building communities that scale and stay communities and not just followers. And so we're so lucky to have her. Go, Vinia.
That is incredibly kind. So real quick, I would like a show of hands because there's a lot of old names. There's a lot of new names here for BridgeMakers. We're growing so much, so fast, so big. Who all here has actually heard of this workshop course, Civil Discourse for VR?
So emojis or hands raised. Emojis.
It's a kind of, I heard it indirectly from someone.
Okay. Yeah. We've got about
Yay. I'm so
4 or
happy
5
about
people.
that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nice.
cool. I heard from Carl.
About half of the room. Yeah.
All right. So it's been a little bit rough going for us starting officially a certification course specifically focused on the 4 different areas of facilitation in a community. So you might be most familiar with workshop or support facilitation, which is largely what we do here in BridgeMakers. But there are also other areas. For instance, when people really have tough conversations around intrinsic values that we can't really prevent or stop over the course of a conversation, it tends to create polarization. It tends to create a lot of issues in your community where people just cannot come to ground or come to a conclusion. So when these kinds of things happen, it's important for us to be able to step out of a support role or a moderator role and into the work of a discursive community facilitator. So the idea here is, how do we solve tough problems? How do we talk to each other across the proverbial aisle, right? So what this course is doing, we announced last month that we were restructuring it. This month, we're basically going to offer a certification level 1 for the next 6 weeks, where every Saturday, just before the day before, same time as street epistemology, just the day before, we're going to meet to have a discussion about how do we solve tough problems. We're going to be using things like the Kaner model. How do we talk about the larger problem space and then get through a groan zone where everyone kind of argues, and then at the end of it all come to a concise solution that helps the community at large. And what this does is it turns a lot of disagreement into progress. You can also use these skills not just here in virtual worlds where we're trying to build a better virtual world, but you can use it in your local communities as well. These are the exact same skills that I learned to help build townhouse-like conversations in Fort Collins, Colorado. We used it in order to manage city-wide conversations about our waste or our watershed. So these kinds of structures have allowed us to create kind of a completely new form of democratic discussion and decision making. So we're going to provide this structure over the course of the next 6 weeks. We officially have a date for you, which is incredibly exciting. It's going to be on June 21st is when we're going to get this started. Kind of a nice solstice situation, I suppose. And what's most important about this is over the course of the next month, we're going to ask for you to actually legitimately sign up for this course. There are only going to be 18 available. We are going to have a bit of a marginal cost, but what's important about that marginal cost is that, one, we care most about you dedicating yourself to this course for the next 6 weeks. Second, all of the funds for the course are going to go straight into funding BridgeMakers programs as we move from being a community to being a larger project that teaches community facilitators and moderators how to build their community spaces on a very professional level. So the question then is, what exactly is the cost? I believe, and I've had a discussion with Heya about this as well, that the most important thing that we can do here is build Creative Commons open source architecture for teaching community builders. And what that means is we're just going to ask that you pay what you can. There's a $10 minimum, so that $10 basically secures your spot, and then past that, any extra credit that you can offer is going to pay for other people's education, for BridgeMaker future contributions. And the idea is, while we're building the workshop, we are paying to create it live. And then from that point forward, in perpetuity, it becomes available for anyone else to access moving forward into the future. So we pay to create, and then everyone gets the benefit from it. So pay what you can, $10, June 21st. I'm actually right now going to post a link to that exact course for you to sign up right now. It goes live into Discord. So make sure that you pop over there, grab it. There's only 18 seats. Can't wait to see you there.
Thank you, Venia. Venia's been doing a lot of work standing up a funnel for people to sign up for this. And the format of Venia's events are similar to the Friday night one. We do some kind of focus time where we're learning together. And then the second part is we'll apply it. So it's not just lecture. We're actually going to do some exercises every single time to learn how to do it together and talk about that. So this is I don't know, I haven't heard of a course quite like this ever happening in social VR. So you will be on the forefront of history. Also, shout out to Armani for being a collaborator on this educational building process, including the design of our first certificate that we're going to be offering out. That's just been such a huge help. Many hands make the bridge not smush you.
Community people could design the certificate? Because, like, I make some mean stuff in Canva. I'm just saying. Look at the free thumbnails. Wonderful.
Puzzle, we're going to have to unleash you on one of our educational journeys for sure. And you will, I'm sure, build something amazing.
Thank you so much, I don't know where I'll go.
Yeah. Thank you so much for all.
And I mean, it kind of based off of that, like, we are looking at expanding this program, you know, like there are many kinds of bridges that you need to make, and deliberative conversations are very helpful for removing polarization and gross issues involving values. But that's also a very technical thing to do, right? You're just having discussions about solving tough problems. there are other bridges that you have to forge, specifically support-based, which is what HOP can do. And all of BridgeMaker's programs kind of approach those from different perspectives, managing the mental health of community managers, how you actually go about moderating your spaces in a positive way. So there's plenty of these paid courses that will help you build those explicit bridges that I'm very excited to build out. And Puzzle, if that's something that you're interested in, taking on one of those supportive quadrants, I don't see why you can't just kind of take that and run with it. And
if life gives me time, I'll run with it. You know,
Puzzle's like I should, but yeah.
I know. I have to listen to real life first, then I could go and listen to my virtual life. I mean, it's all connected, but
it's a balance. Yay!
Keep the balance
for sure.
Thank you, Venia.
Thanks for listening. What you're doing, it's wonderful.
Show of emojis. Who is planning to sign up for this course?
Me. I just have to organize.
I'll be there.
Think on it.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And show of emojis if you have a friend who you
Lloyd
think
on Discord said me only $10.
Oh yay!
Not bad.
That's awesome, Lloyd. Thank you.
$10.
Show of emojis if you have a friend who you think would really benefit from this course that you're going to reach out to. Show of emojis on that one. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Any community leaders you know that might be burning out and don't know how to deal with conflict in your community, you can be like, hey, there's a course for that. All right. But not that
Anyone
one.
who feels called out right now.
Share more widely.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yes. Bear in mind there are only 18 positions, but absolutely feel free to invite people more widely. That's totally fine. Just share the link with them. Just bear in mind it's limited seating.
Yeah.
Right.
Yay.
First come, first served.
All right.
Link is live and available in the general chat and Discord.
Thank you, Venia.
Awesome.
Oh, that's no question.
All right. Now,
Was there a question?
Yeah, I do.
Oh.
On the link it says VR chat time, but I don't really know which one that is.
Sorry, the link to what?
The event, it says that it happens 3 p.m. VR chat time.
Oh, does it say VR chat time? That might be a language issue, but it's 3 p.m. Pacific time on that day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it
Good
have
question.
to be your own personal project for the community collaboration, or can it be just a community project?
For what? The
right here, the community collaboration. Complete one project in your first 3 months.
Yeah, so for Helper 1, we want to be working hands-on with you, where you're actually like working with a mentor within BridgeMakers to get your project going. And ideally, that's also contributing directly back to BridgeMakers. Helper 2 is where we're actually building out the beginnings of a plan for Helper 2s to actually start to go to other communities and help out in other communities as part of their learning. But for the first cycle that's listed up here, ideally this is going to apply directly to BridgeMakers. Did I answer your question? Cool. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. So yeah, we've kind of already stepped into this slide a little. But yeah, this is some details on what to expect if you want to be one of our helpers.
Mm-hmm. Any questions on that for helpers becoming a helper? No. Okay. Let's keep going.
All right.
We have our little GIF video here, just in case you didn't get that we are always recruiting from our helpers. People come into BridgeMakers and they want to learn how to be a BridgeMaker, but then they think, oh, I don't have time to be a helper. And they don't really realize how much time we're asking for. If you attend one event and you show up to the helpers meeting once a week, you're almost to the point of covering your commitment of time hours. So it's a way to get closer to the BridgeMaker staff and actually build the bridge, not just say you're part of it, but be a part of it. And we do have a human first value, so we do support you if you need to make that flexible when things come up. Yeah, and that's our little GIF of how to do it. Start a ticket.
All right.
Yay!
Then we have the workshop.
Woohoo!
I will let Carl take over from here.
Okay.
Let's get our clone on.
All right. I generally don't have much stage fright, but we do have quite a lot of people here, and I kind of was
You got this, Carl.
resigned to like not being many people.
Yeah, we were planning for like 3 to 4.
Clowns, Carl.
Yeah,
roll your clowns. This is
one
clown
of my
training.
roles here is the RSVP herding, so we see that there is a lot of interest for this, but I'll get a little bigger. So, you know, everyone that showed up here is showing that they have an interest in this thing. So if you can communicate that to us by using Sesh on Discord in the event area, there's a post for this event. And as soon as this one's finished, the next one will post, which will come up here, you know, at the end of the hour. And you can, you know, RSVP is a maybe, but even if you do put going, it's not some big commitment. You know, you're not paying the $10 like with Venia. It's just saying you'd like to be there. And if you know, click the little gear icon, it'll DM you. You can set a reminder there, but you can also set it to be a recurring join so that then as soon as the next one ends, you're automatically signed up for the upcoming one. And that way, you know, if there are folks that like to come to the events regularly, even if they don't always show up, they'd like to, you know, that way we can see that there's that interest there and keeps the lifeblood of the server pumping. You know, we can see that activity on the Discord side, even for us lurkers who maybe aren't jumping into every conversation we're reading. You know, we still have our names on those lists there where it counts. So, avatars. Yeah. My bit of this is going to be a lot less professional than Heya and Venya sound. But, you know, I see that as a strength in some ways. Not all of our communities are that formal, right? A lot of us are just kind of here hanging out and trying to do our best to help others have a good time as well. So
some of us are goofy.
Learning the terminology for these skills and kind of naming the things that we've been doing in our communities and getting new tools on our tool belt is a great thing here. So on the avatar note, the reason I'm up here is I kind of have a unique relationship as far as I've seen it in VR chat with avatars, being that a lot of folks, you know, are looking to immediately, you know, make something that resembles themselves, something they feel comfortable in. And they will quickly kind of move towards that, like, ooh, where can I purchase or how do I build my own? And I've always really admired that and kind of always been teetering on the edge of doing it myself, but haven't quite done it. So I've gone 4.5 years. I've got like 200 some odd avatars, most of them clowns, but a lot of them in my time having spent, you know, being a moderator of a server that's grown a lot over the years. I've found avatars that are useful for, you know, whatever reason it might be, either something as simple as just sharing them with somebody who has a, you know, need of that feature, or, you know, is frustrated by something and it's like, oh, well, did you know you can do this? So I've got kind of just some of those in the bank that are, you know, ready to offer to people, and a lot that are like, oh, did you know, yeah, you can do that, but that feature also means you could, you know, be a roller coaster, that sort of thing. So I myself have never uploaded, like I said, anything, but I've got a lot of interest in a fairly large library of avatars. So I had a few I wanted to share with you guys, and I'm going to actually make sure my cloning is turned on as I go through.
Before you do that, Carl,
Please.
I want to jump in and introduce Carl a little bit more by saying Carl is a very understated but epic moderator with Ancients VR. He doesn't identify as a leader because they don't identify as having any leaders over there, but he is a leader over there. and he moderates and he helps hundreds of people over time. Like, he helps them learn how to get into their avatars. Some people here have even experienced Carl's avatar tech support. So we're lucky to have his expertise, not just on how to use the avatars, but watch how he's demonstrating the avatars, because we can kind of scare people if we give them too many details at a time when they're just trying to navigate just being in this space. And Carl does it very gently, and so it hopefully isn't very overwhelming. So yeah, let's give Carl lots of emojis for.
We could go ahead and advance one.
Nice.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and I will say, even as far as like using those skills, Star is one of our newest members here, newbies, who is a guide at Ancients for quite long as well, and has been doing like early newbie events with people for a long time. So they'll recognize a lot of the things I'm saying here as things that come up often at our, introductions.
Can confirm.
So yeah, let me look at my own.
Yes. One more thing is, pay attention, because the pop quiz part of this is we're going to go to another world and shop for avatars and try to find avatars that are doing these different features.
Shopping for avatars.
So we're gonna, and it's free shopping, no money, but
yeah,
learn this so we can go do it.
Good thing I brought my super light virtual wallet for this.
Exactly.
I'm putting my credit card numbers in, whether you like it or not.
Crap.
Okay, go Carl, go.
All right. So when it comes to myself browsing, shopping avatars, as we're putting it, there are kind of three main things that I've always kind of looking at. If I find an avatar that visually I love, but it hits none of these checkboxes, I oftentimes don't even favorite it. It has to be something that is a perfect clown, basically, to get favorited at that point. But we've got our expressions wheel. When you hold down the rear button on your controller, or R on PC, then and under expressions, you have a whole world of stuff there. You can have all your customization or your movement controls, you guys, folks of you that have selected a lot of avatars, know that menu can contain most of the things that are gonna decide whether you like an avatar or not. Oftentimes are going to be in that menu. Compatibility and quality I have broke off here as more for the community and others, because usually those considerations of if it's going to be a good avatar are going to weigh more on, are you in an instance with a lot of people? Are you hosting an event? Or is it something that you're just going to have for when you're hanging out with a couple people? Because, compatibility, we all play potentially on different platforms. We have people here on Quest and PC. So when I pick an avatar for that type of thing, I'm always trying to make sure that it is both PC and Quest compatible, because I want people to see me as the clown that I have chosen for the occasion at all times. And then also when it comes to quality, that's a similar consideration. People have thresholds in their safety settings, and if you know what those are set by default, you can kind of always meet that bar, so that you know that when people are meeting you, they're seeing you how you desire to be seen. So we can go ahead to the next one, Mary.
And actually, at some point, maybe not now, but I'm curious what people's questions are about community building and avatars. Like, what are you curious to learn more about?
I was going to highlight.
Yeah,
I was going to highlight that I was going to maybe kind of rush through a bit, but that we could, we can continue the discussion on any of these things on the Discord, either through maybe a thread we'll create, or we might already have specific topics, I believe, in the forum area that might be helpers only. We'll
we can start a thread on avatars. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and because with time constraints, I know we had a large group here, so we tended to get into the details of things, which I love to do. But I also want to be mindful of everybody's time and make sure we give time for shopping later.
Yes,
so.
we could even just take a few questions, just so we get all of our juices going around, like, what do you want to know? Maybe you think you know everything about avatars, or maybe you run into a problem. Are there any questions on avatar design or compatibility that comes top of mind? Raise your hand.
Yeah.
Why haven't you proposed this before, Carl?
There you go. Ancients is like, hey, you never showed us this stuff. Why?
Yeah, Carl, how
This sounds
come?
interesting.
Come on,
Sounds like I
Carl,
wanted to have
it's
fun
so
with this.
useful. It'll be so useful to know.
Carl will take this on the road soon.
To other communities.
I might be able to answer that one. Haya has a kind of
start his circus more sooner than we thought.
Haya has kind of a way of making you realize how much you know and can share with people.
Oh, yeah. There's lots of wisdom in all of you.
I thought I didn't know
Completely agree
anything.
with that.
Oh, yay. Yeah. Carl is so understated.
Crazy and knowledgeable.
Carl is so understated
I'll
he
test
forgets
you
to
more about
state
this later,
himself.
Carl.
And now nice. You're gonna have a reckoning. So
Truly a humble icon.
It becomes apparent pretty quickly. I don't think I need too much embellishment. All right, so I plan to go through 5 different avatars for each of these things that showed off kind of the category. And not even necessarily the feature that I have listed there, but maybe you know about those things, maybe you don't. But there are the kind of thing you can be on the lookout for later as we are looking through avatars. So I didn't plan this that well that I got which ones I'm using for each one written on my notes. So if I get confused, I'll just be lifting my headset briefly.
now Carl should have his clone on. So let's all check for that.
Yes.
Do you all know how to clone avatars? Raise your hand if you don't and we'll explain it. No shame.
I was going to highlight it once I switched into the first one so people didn't become...
Oh yeah, we don't want clowns.
But,
that's right. Yeah. Yeah,
well,
there you go.
Some of these that I'm showing are still... This one's a clown.
Yeah.
But this one has... I chose for seated positions because while it doesn't have much else going for it, I mean, it's got the visemes, it moves when you talk, but it's a pretty basic representation. Yet it still has the Go-Go Loco menu, which is a very robust feature that is a prefab. So that's something, if you don't know, that is kind of offered sometimes for sale, oftentimes not, and people who create avatars can kind of load it in as a pre-made feature. And then, so this lets you, set yourself in flying modes and raise and lower your position in the world. But for a lot of people, it's something as simple as just being able to sit around in a circle and have a conversation with people when they're in half body or even desktop mode. This will allow them to do that because a lot of avatars, their default crouch or prone position is like a guns out kind of army crawl looking thing that doesn't look very, comfortable, conversational if you're being mindful of that sort of thing.
Do you want to illustrate that, Mary? I think
or
yours
a kneel like you're proposing to someone.
Well,
yes,
and
exactly.
Then, I mean, Mary's example. Is that your prone or your crouch?
This is my crouch.
Well, so what's your prone?
My prone is this.
Right. So he doesn't have the default prone. He's got a custom one that when he sits down, so that would pass the bar for me, even without Go-Go Loco. That's not Go-Go Loco. That's built into the avatar's default state.
Gotcha.
Another perfect sacrifice.
So then the second avatar I'm going to use here is another clown, but not one that I had found before yesterday or 2 days ago when I was looking around. And I'm a cute mousy guy. And this cute mousy guy, again, in the expressions menu, like I was saying before, has a bunch of different toggles for body sizes, muscle size, different color palettes. So you can really, even though you're still kind of the base model, you have a lot of variance. I've had models like this, avatars I used, where its default state ended up looking nothing like the custom state that I would set it in. So people wouldn't even, recognize from the thumbnail that it was that sort of avatar, but be like, isn't that their thumbnail's Garfield? And it's like, oh yeah, when I started, I was like Garfield, but he's got this alternate skin that's a clown, so I use it. Yeah. So again, there's a lot that can go into that. Props as well that can be spawned out of nowhere. You know, maybe spawn a big hammer, or a lot of edgy e-boys will have guns that come out of nowhere. You know, that sort of thing.
Edgy e-boys.
One of my favorites of yours is that campfire that you can just sit on the ground and it just.
Oh, that is a really good example. But that example is PC only. So I do look around and see more than a couple Quest users with us. So I'm not going to take the opportunity to load into it, but we'll describe it real quick that it is just a big freaky alien guy that looks all like ancient, but I can spawn a campfire. You know, I can put in place a nice rustling campfire that has its own lighting and animation and everything. So in certain times when we're in like a spooky forest maybe, and it's only PC folks around, or maybe if I don't think about it because it's easy to forget, I'll throw down the campfire and we'll have a nice little gathering point regardless of what world we're in. And that's one thing I wanted to try to keep looping back on, is kind of like Haya was saying, I don't often think directly of the way these things are community building tools, but you know, by being willing and able to teach people about these things, recognize when they're frustrated with something and the feature out there exists to help them with it. That's a big part of a lot of these, if they're not directly, you know, community building tools, you know, even though I have one of my later examples will be something from the ancients. And actually Star might be able to demonstrate this better because I only have the public non-actual. You know,
are we talking about the quote-unquote guide package?
Yes.
Okay, fine.
So we'll get
let
there.
me go find it.
You can wait. You can find it and be ready. But
So I'm reading what Vinny is writing here. Identity negotiation is a key part of community building because it creates a sense of identity-based kinship and belonging. So yes, it matters.
See, that's what I meant earlier. I don't have the terminology. These two, they tell me what I'm talking about.
Hopefully in a good way.
You already know what you're talking about. You already have the words. You already have the setups. Our words just happen to be agreed by a bunch of people who love textbooks.
Before we move on to the next avatar, I just want to really shout out and celebrate that you've picked an avatar that allows the skin color to be changed. And this is really rare in a lot of the avatars. So thank you, Carl, for showing us that we can build this into our avatars for people who want to wear these avatars but don't identify as having white skin. Why is that the default?
Yeah.
And every once in a while, I actually find avatars where when you spawn into it, it has dark skin automatically. And I'm like, yes, more of this. Yeah. Well done.
All right. So for the next feature I'm going to show off as utilities, a pretty straightforward one is seats. So I am currently a character from Pee-wee's Playhouse, an old children's show, and I'm a big chair. So if anyone wanted to...
What's the order?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm in the ground. This is such an awesome avatar.
It's a little wonky with the body tracking sometimes.
Who wants to sit in the culture?
They call it cliff.
Ramble. And just as an anecdote, I used to use this because during our newbie events, we did them on a stage that wasn't, you know, world built by somebody for the purpose of our newbie events. It was just something that we had found, and it was like a dance performance stage. And you couldn't directly go from the audience to the stage. You had to go around the outside and up some stairs. So we would try to make sure people knew that, but occasionally people just kind of wouldn't follow along, or they would forget or come in late maybe. But I would sometimes offer just as a fun thing, like and if anyone, I'm going to sit here, and if anyone doesn't want to go around, they can just come up and click on my seat and pop onto the stage, and then you've got a shortcut up here. Just to kind of as a fun way to offer people an alternate method during the newbie events to come up. So I did that with this specific avatar often just because it's an interesting, and you would get the occasional person in the audience with their controller accidentally they gripped and like selected a seat and just teleport up onto the stage mid somebody else's intro. Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of things like seats or like I said, Mary brought up the campfire that has ambient lights built into it. That is a feature that you can only put on an avatar on PC, but being able to, I know Geeknificent, who was here before, it's great for like pulling out a lantern in dark maps where you can't really see what's going on, or even sometimes, somebody will come in a specific world and might not have the lighting correct to where, here we go, somebody's got a light out there.
Oh my,
but
nice.
World might not
Is
be
that a
properly
cell phone
applying
light?
to certain avatars.
That's awesome.
Cell phone light.
They have a cell phone
Starlight
light on their
for a cell
avatar.
phone,
That's
amazing.
fantastic. Oh my god.
I love it. I mean, this
Norman
avatar's also
raised his hand.
Nice.
Oh,
Good
okay.
catch. Thank you.
Norman? I forgot where they were.
I did, but
over there.
my feet suddenly got in my face, so
Oh.
give me a second.
You're tangled in your chair, quite literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to
go back
change
to
my from sit to stand, and then it reset itself. But yeah. Oh, nice.
There you go. Oh, I like the
That's a cute
custom you got
one.
on there.
Yeah.
I was wondering how to interact with your avatar and just like the interaction you were explaining of like stepping onto you and then going onto the stage. Like how
So
is
if I
that?
come close enough, the area where you would sit, like the chairs in the audience, which the
Okay.
avatar would on, will be a box that you can interact with. It just says sit, I believe.
Yeah.
And then when you click that,
Oh,
there we go.
you're locked in.
The little photo trust building.
Okay.
That's great.
Forever trapped. No escape.
And maybe you can
No
help me
trust
out here,
falls.
Norman, actually, since you were just doing that seat. I had another one I wanted to show off just to kind of show the, maybe 1% of the fun that can then be turned into things like a roller coaster that maybe I'll show off those type of things later. But this avatar that's just a ball that I have pulled out to try to be the ball during appreciation game before. But
Oh my god, I love that.
if you sit on the top of the ball here,
Oh, that's so
it
good.
will.
That's wonderful. Oops, sorry.
Yeah. Should be right above the ball, kind of.
Yeah,
Might
the
wanna
ball
be the
just
ball a bit
disappears.
Oh, there we go.
when-
Oh.
there it is. There's the ball.
Oh, he got one. He got one.
This is a mind
Well,
glitch. A ball on top of a ball of fur.
Right. And because you were also a ball, whoever that is up there, I
Yeah.
cannot see the animation that would be forced on you where you are doing a running with your feet like you're on the ball.
Oh yeah, got it.
So if a
Let's
humanoid
have
gets up
Norman
there,
hop on there.
Okay, somebody with legs.
Oh, there we
There
go.
we go.
Oh, there we go. We got it.
Oh my
Strangely appropriate
Yeah.
avatar pairing there.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
both look like you belong together. You should take that on the road. That's great.
Well, that was the intent when it was like people can clone me and some of them be clowns. We'd end up with a clown on the ball.
Clown and Ball Festival. That's
Yeah, some
it.
people don't want to be a clown, but it can be a ball.
And another, thing that is a utility that is much more complicated than that some people who are experienced in the audience might have used is VRC Lens, which is a really fully featured camera add-on that was precluded a lot of the improvements that VRChat has added to their camera. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to find my next avatar, so I won't just be a ball up here talking to you.
His ball hands are not working for him.
I mean, the ball really
Right.
speaks to me, though.
Here we go.
Literally is speaking to me.
Yeah.
Right.
Bounceable.
Okay. So I'll explain why I'm James in a moment, but Yeah, as I was kind of plugging VRC Lens, that it's all like done through, avatar mechanics, but it is like a fully featured in-game camera that you can do still more, I believe, than the, upgraded in-game camera can do. I've seen, I forget who it was at one of our things recently was using VRC Lens.
Armani's really good with this. This is Armani's area for sure.
That's who it was.
Yeah.
So
Maybe that'll be our workshop coming up. We'll do VRC Lens. That's a lot.
Yeah, like recording and audio mechanics in VR chat are crazy. Like, it's a whole other level from just trying to broadcast your flat screen video game,
You can share a chair with me.
Good.
We'll see.
So if you haven't been, make sure to be cloning Carl's avatars if you want to look inside them, because he's got clone on.
A few of these definitely have more than one of the features I'm listing. I'm just trying to highlight one of them with one of the features of that avatar. I will say with this.
Puppy's good.
Oh, am I not clonable currently?
I cloned it.
I thought that would retain. Yeah.
Oh, but now it's off. It actually turned off. So turn it back on.
It's on for me.
James, it is now. Oh God, we're both playing. Never mind.
Well, it probably won't let you clone when you're already in the avatar. That's what you're saying.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I'm already duplicated.
But yeah, so a lot of avatars will have animations in the sense of like pre-cooked. I mean, the default when you open the wheel and you just see like wave and, clap and like Mary likes the die one, appropriate. And sometimes if you're lucky, those will have a slider where you can like put them to zero. So you like pause the animation and can stay on the ground. But it's kind of when I open a thing and I see just these basic expressions under it, I'll do a little backflip of sadness because it's just like, oh, nothing interesting there. But one thing that would be considered an animation that this avatar has is when, crap, I have gestures turned off. And if this animation is tied to a gesture, so I have to turn those back on. But when you do a point, you spawn a rose. And the animation there is just the tiny rose that's in my hand probably getting big and becoming visible. So something as simple as that can be tied to a gesture. Some avatars, maybe when you do a certain hand combination, you'll start hitting the gritty or whatever. But a lot of times those can be tied to annoying music as well, that if people have their avatar volume on. So that's usually a negative. Those can also be tied to a thing I wanted to mention somewhere in here, where your hand gestures are tied to facial expressions, which this character has it very minorly, but a lot of characters will have pretty extreme differences in their resting facial expression depending on what position their hands are in. And it's another thing that maybe we have somebody here or know somebody who kind of becomes fluent in that, where they're constantly changing their hands like down in their lap out of view to put on the right face. That's when using a word like fluency in the title, that's the kind of thing I was really thinking of, getting to that level of comfortability in avatars to where you can really express yourself without thinking. It's just part of your expression. So I will then go on to my last one there, which is a big one in my mind, being that I like clown avatars. A lot of those will have like music or funny noises. And I need to have a way, if it's got funny noises, they must be optional, or I'm not going to wear that regularly at all, because I don't want to be that guy that's, people are like, what's that friggin' squeaking noise over there?
Or the fire alarm noise.
Yeah, and I mean, in that regard, the kind of extreme opposite end of that is something that is, so taking a feature that would be considered disruptive, like, taking your viewpoint and, attaching an image to it that everybody's forced to see. Many of you have probably experienced that, where somebody switches into an avatar and like makes everybody see something inappropriate or maybe funny even, but it's not optional. It's stuck in your face. And again, I'm fumbling looking for it, but this would be a good time, Star, for you to bring out your
Way ahead of you, Capitan. Haja.
Surprise guest. Star.
Okay,
Avatar.
the surprise transformation didn't go as planned, but hello. I'll go show myself up front magically.
Yay.
So,
Yeah,
Carl, could you see? Okay, fine. Tiny car. Perfect.
This is
Behold,
my
tiny
guide
car.
package avatar.
I love tiny
Because
car.
I've never uploaded anything. Here we go.
You
Am I
really
big
never
enough?
have. So
My viewpoint is really high. Let me come down.
I wonder how high, Carl.
Dang.
Well, I'm
Your
kinda
name
down
up
here.
high.
Yeah. So hi,
Yeah.
I am the sacrifice today. As you can see, I have a fun armband. That's a part of this cool animation ancient setup to let people know that we are here to help in events. Now,
Nice.
if you'll pay attention accordingly, you're about to see some things that go across your screen.
Well,
Pay no mind.
1 second, Star.
Like this one.
Yeah. And if you have your avatar settings limited to the shield, to where you're not showing shaders of people who aren't your friends,
Yes.
then you wouldn't see necessarily what Star is about to show.
Yes.
But
So
when you are friends, those are enabled.
yeah, unfortunately, my avatar is PC only. Sorry, Quest. I tried. It wouldn't let me be able to become as cool as I am without it. So if you don't have me shown, show me. I promise I don't bite much. I'm just really shiny.
So yeah, if you could show the overlay things again.
But if you do have me shown, congratulations, group photo time.
Oh,
We're almost
nice.
there.
We're
Not
almost
quite yet.
there. Yeah, we'll have to use that one more time.
Or hey, look, there's a portal behind you.
Okay.
There
Yeah,
isn't
see,
any,
yours
but,
actually
you know.
isn't. Yours
Hey,
is a
hey.
newer version. But
There's
not
a
much
hand
better
over
than
here.
mine.
Yes.
Yep, we got a
Not much
hand.
better. See?
The question.
Pour a better, please.
So someone
Yes.
has a question.
What's the question?
It's not exactly a question. Got a little late. I just want to say, like, if you're doing sound, I know you already know, but for everyone, if you're doing sound, please toggle to 3D audio. Don't make a global sound, please.
Oh yeah, that's
Right,
great.
and
It's
that's,
like a
and that's
toggle.
one of those
A lot
things
of
that
people
when you
doesn't mention that
understand,
slider.
yeah, when you understand those things
3D.
more, you can be like, oh, well, it makes noise, but at least it's, only at the center of the circus that I spawn behind me. It doesn't happen all the time, and it's positional related, so you can be mindful. Whereas some stuff, when you turn on the, hit the gritty, I don't know, that's the one I keep thinking of, but when you turn on that animation, it starts playing, loud music to everyone in the instance.
You forgot I
So yeah,
thumbs up.
that's
I start
the
sniffing.
type of thing.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's the type of thing.
What's that? Quiet down.
Oh,
Wow.
surprise! Yes, that is another guide. That is another feature on Carl that forgot to turn off cloning. So us guys, if we need to go get people to gather up, we'll happily turn on that little toggle that is basically just, hey, come find me.
Huh.
Yeah.
And we have another one recently where you probably see me covered in a pretty star that says guide here.
Wow.
Yeah, and then so that'll
So
appear
cool.
through walls no matter how far away they
You should
are.
make some shaders.
Yeah, for
like,
example, if you guys
to
want to step
be
out
better
over,
versions of
step
this.
out over there,
I've been
you'll
playing
probably
to
see
this
the
for a
line
long time.
coming through the wall, which is
Because,
fun.
like, especially for VR, don't stick
That's amazing.
You know, just
So
an
let's-
example. Here, I'll
Yeah.
even turn on mine for a quick second.
Woo. Yay.
As you can
Thank
see, it's
you.
slightly
A
off.
much.
Yeah, but that's it.
Well, so,
I'm gonna turn back now.
You should make
this
a better
is
version of them.
BridgeMakers is looking for this kind of technology in avatars we can actually give away to community leaders who are wanting to organize their groups. So if anybody wants to collaborate and help on this, please reach out. Thank you
Amy,
for
anything
this.
else, Carl?
My goodness. Wow.
Am I free to escape?
Yes, thank you. And
Thank
anyone
you,
else that has
Stardust.
the avatar on with
You're
maybe
welcome.
some
What a great
giant
assistant.
beams coming out of them might want to
Well, I would say,
toggle out.
okay.
Oop, I'm in the ground.
Nice.
Okay.
Wow. So much. We've learned so much from this. I wonder if this is the time to grab our group photo and then move to Prismatic so we can actually start practicing some of these skills and talking about how this applies in our communities. And
Yeah, I was just going to quickly say the idea with the shopping is to find something that has more than one feature you like that, would be your must-haves with these as kind of guiding ideas. So if and my recommendation is to just kind of search for if you're the type who hasn't really looked for wider avatars, search for any video games, cartoons, movies, that type of thing you like. Guarantee somebody has uploaded some version of an avatar of it. So I couldn't find anything better than BridgeMakes either.
No, this is great. So
BridgeMakes is good old reliable.
Let's give Carl lots of emojis for this part of it, because we just all talked about things nobody ever talks about around avatars, but important for especially community builders. And then let's hop down here to get a group photo. All your amazing beams.
I could go back into the other avatar and hit the group photo icon if you really want me to. I won't though.
I believe you. I believe you. Someday when we're as big as ancients. Hop in here, everybody. Hop in.
It's more just that people are spread out.
Tall people are in the back, short people in the front.
Yep.
Come on in.
Yay.
Okay, where do I be?
Alright, slightly tall people in the back, unless you can adjust your size. Short people in the front. Unless you want to hide.
Simply don't be tall.
So, well, I'm sorry, I can't help but be fantastic.
Wow, what a group.
I know, purple's the best color. Don't you think I understand that?
Can you change the presentation one slide forward? That would be helpful. Look at that gorgeous group. Yes. All right.
Oh God, I'm present. Oh God, I'm visible.
Oh, so beautiful. Wave at the screen. Okay, good.
Hi, camera.
Let's get a portal drop to Prismatic. And what we're gonna do is
whoever has it.
The second part of the event is a place where you get to do a little networking and meeting other community builders, as well as trying on avatars. And we're gonna circle up at the end and recognize what we learned and what we're going to do with what we learned today. Okay, so we're about to get a portal.
Getting no people. People get so scared when you get the word networking. We don't want to run them off.
As of the last couple days, weirdly, and I swear I made the Friday event a group plus, but I can't make it group plus. I can only make it group.
I like that.
Okay, we can do it as a.
No, I really would.
Okay. That might. Well, no, I'm orange, so that should be fine. I was gonna say I might end up with randos, but no, we'll be good.
And think about one piece that you have never really talked about around avatars that helps you build community. And you're going to be doing some wisdom sharing with each other on that, of like, how do you approach people? What kind of avatars make people get repelled by you? And what avatars really people can reach out and feel like you're warmer or more accessible?
Yeah.
This is quite a group today. All right, let's hop in. Portal time.
Portal. I'm not turning into the avatars. I'll introduce through the whole accordion.
Everybody in here. Into the portal.
Flow.
Bye. He's leaving. Bye.
Okay.
For all those who are leaving, thanks for coming by. For all those who are still
come
going.
with us here.
Oh, I'm coming.
I'm too used to this at Ancients.
So many. Coming with us.
Oh dear God, I went to.
Oh. Okay. Cool. Guess we got everybody.
That's where I want to be.
I guess.
Okay.
I've been here a long time.
I'm right here.
Keep in mind that it can be overwhelming for people to hear lots of voices. So until we're sorted out into our groups, try to keep the chatter down a little bit.
Yeah.
So we're not overwhelming people.
That's right, Amani.
I'm thinking let's sort people
We
out.
can also highlight the headphones if there is still building a little too much. If you open your menu and double click the sound, it puts a ring around you that muffles your immediate
earmuff
space.
mode. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna pair up. Kibble, you are an expert with pairing people up. Could you help us with this?
Oh yeah.
Go for it.
Oh, yeah.
Go with your instinct. Okay, everybody listen to Kibble. Kibble has something
lovely.
to share. Everybody listen to Kibble, please. Kibble's going to help us pair.
People?
Let's do it.
Okay. One thing I learned a lot from the VR Mindfulness Project is everyone get in a line. Get a nice little line from over here to this way.
Okay.
Are we standing behind the person or next to it? This line?
Just like a line. Yep, single file line.
All right, great.
This
Now
way.
everyone needs to wave their hands. We're officially in a Broadway show now.
I have a fan.
There we go. Perfect. Okay. And then, wait, who doesn't want to get paired up?
Let's go with.
I was just gonna hang out by the board in case anyone needed.
No, we need anybody who feels like nothing new has been presented to you and you want to be a helper. You're welcome to step out of line, and you're gonna sublead, rotating in the pairs to make sure everybody's getting their needs met. So Carl, Mary, who else can help with this?
Am I being volunteered or voluntold?
Volunteered. Come on.
Okay.
Okay. We've got more. Yay.
Until we see what happens.
Let's see,
I figured you
and,
heard most of that before. Star.
Yeah, well, not the tidbits Avatar stuff, but I've been to plenty of Onaling's early new BBs.
There you are.
Hey, we got here. Nearly Norman, you're gonna help us. Awesome.
Plenty of mummies.
No, I'm just gonna step out now because for me it's too early in the night.
Oh, well, I'm glad you came.
Just wanted to say bye. Yeah, it's been really lovely.
Yeah. I hope we see you again soon.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I subscribe to the Discord. So.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That'll be a good place to communicate.
Thank you.
Yes, this is my question very much so.
Okay. So, Carl, I think we've got everybody paired up now. So
it's like Ancients, but smaller and more structured-ish.
We're baby Ancients.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised.
Hey, how does the dynamic work? Like, I got a little late. Like, could you just meet you up?
So, Curious Kibble is pairing people up. Did you get paired?
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody wait.
Kibble.
What are we got more instructions. Hold on. Hold on.
Okay.
We're gonna give you more instructions. Okay, wait.
That's your
Give
AP
instructions.
Instructions.
Okay. Carl.
A kind of like watered down
Carl,
version of the
come
mechanic
with
that we
us.
have for Ancients.
All right, you all ready to do this? Okay.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I do.
Carl's gonna give instructions here. What's our first task?
Okay.
Instructions.
All right. Again, Haya brings the structure. I kind of thought we would just come here and look at avatars
Too many
for 10,
people.
15 minutes, and then I would wrangle people and make them kind of talk about it. But so yeah, I'd say in each of your pairs here, you can kind of pick a subject of thing to search, whether that be broad like anime or specific like, Pokemon, Power Rangers, whatever. And then in that, within that venue, try to find an avatar that you show each other that is going to have more than one feature that you like, that you're like, this is something
Want to be doing with community building.
useful for you, but right, it's something that is going to, help you help others in some sort of way.
Yeah. Good. All right, you all get it? So you're gonna try avatars on with each other, and then you're going to be presenting. We're gonna do a circle up at the end, and you're gonna present one feature about the avatar you're wearing and why it worked for you, why you like it. You see it being a good community building tool. Let's do this for maybe 10 minutes.
Okay, what are you thinking?
And the way to do this is to come over here and type something in. But just be aware, it might be loud.
Like dual assets, avatars, and this type of stuff. So.
Okay. So everyone knows how to search.
Thinking about
Exactly what you
Go for it.
want. All that.
What's that?
Norse and I have another thing to go to. Can you partner our partners up with each other?
Yeah, of
All
course.
right, that sounds good.
Doing an event.
Works out
I'm
well.
glad you met Puzzle.
Have fun.
Temporarily.
Yeah.
Thank you. Puzzle's awesome. Okay.
I do have to get going, so I
Nice to see you.
Thanks for being here, Ren.
Yeah, like I made it.
It's all cool. You have fun, y'all. Be safe.
Originally, I have
We shall, we shall.
like a different hat. We'll just do the but like I was trying to model.
Kibble.
It's like animated black.
Paired with
Yes.
anybody, but you probably just always stay in that avatar, so you'll present off of that avatar.
I guess my presenting avatar.
Yeah. It feels like it's been months. Do you want to check in a little bit while people are figuring things out?
Yeah. Didn't feel like months. Felt like it was just the other day. I just started the event. But it's been non-stop.
Yeah.
I did get a... What do you call it? The canceling.
Yeah. Congratulations. We need badges. I mean, I'm sorry, but also I did see around and I was like, oh, Kibble's up again. I kind of felt a little bit left out though, because I saw BridgeMakers wasn't mentioned. And I was like, wait, those are all the communities I'm connected to. We're not big enough apparently to make the shit list for a moment. I was kind of like,
no.
I was dreading it, but then I was like, wait, where's our name if you're going to pick all those communities? Hey, Vinny.
Yeah, it said that
You found a puppy.
They gave...
Oh, hold on. My earmuff mode is too tight. Let me change that. Hold on.
I have to tighten up the earbuff mode. This is a very echoey place.
It's loud. Yeah. It's definitely loud.
Yeah.
Vinny, I didn't hear anything you said before because of my earmuff mode was too tight. What's up? Were you looking for something or just coming in?
No, I was an odd one out, so I'm just hopping across multiple different groups.
Oh, cool. Okay, nice. Well, Kibble was just sharing that he's been up for another round of cancellation, and I was congratulating him because this is at least number 2, right? It's like
round of cancellation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a Tuesday.
What does that mean?
People group up and start to target.
Yeah.
Oh,
they
for an event.
No, like
no,
he's being targeted and canceled by a small group of people.
Oh.
Like cancel.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Well.
Yeah. They
That's
started
great.
sending messages to Geeks group to the Ivertas.
Yeah.
They're sending out DMs, threats and stuff like that. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
it's interesting.
Do you mind if loud?
Basically, they said in their post was because I didn't say hi to them like the other people, and when I did talk to them, it was disingenuous. That was it. That was all they said.
You weren't
I was
sincere.
really bad about.
So you're getting quote unquote canceled because you didn't say hello to a specific person?
Yeah, the right way.
Yeah,
So they,
the way they want it. That's a thing.
So basically, how it is. Yeah. So they made a Reddit post, and then every time I made a Reddit post, they would post a link to their Reddit post, being like, "This is my bad experience."
That sounds.
They also targeted a whole bunch of
like
other
their problem.
communities. Yeah, they're targeting them because they're saying that communities that are focused on helping others. What is this argument? Communities that are focusing on helping others are predatory by either including predatory people as staff or by making it vulnerable for people to come in and be predatory. And so they're either accusing Curious, but also just saying that any of these groups that are focusing on improvement are suspect. So, yeah.
That made very little sense.
It's tough.
Okay.
It's very tough.
Weird.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that.
Oh no, that's all right. I didn't even respond to them because it's like it's so all over the place. It's like I don't even know.
Does that say white? Oh my god.
Oh, it does? On the back?
Back. What the heck?
Oh.
It was a cute
Uh-oh.
avatar until it said
Wait,
white
let
on
me-
the back. I was like, wait, what?
So far lately, I just I was on a Reddit thread for a puzzle game that I started playing, and I was very, very excited for this puzzle game. And I made it about 3/4 of the way through most of the puzzles, which I was very proud of. I was very, very happy to make it as far as I did. And once you reach a certain point in puzzle games, you're just like, I'm not going to engage with this game any further. We'll just go figure out what else is in it for the game. So I went to some live streams and I looked at the other puzzles. I was a little bit disappointed because I was only 3 puzzles shy of finishing the game completely. But the puzzles were so esoteric, so I had like no problems being spoiled on them. And then I went to the Reddit and I started talking, and I'm like, so here's a game review of my experience with the puzzle game. And everyone is like, oh, you didn't finish it though. That makes your entire review moot. And I'm like, that's not how that works though. So I got dragged through the mud for having a review about a puzzle game just because I gave up 3 puzzles shy. And I'm like, let people enjoy things the way that they want to consume these things. Like, it's fine if someone wants to engage with a narrative through a live stream. Like, yeah, they didn't solve the puzzles on their own. They didn't go through like the huge struggle for that. But they engaged with the game and they love it. I don't see the problem. And the Metroid Brainia Reddit page just blew up about this, and I'm like, I don't know what to say. I got canceled because I provided a professional narrative review on a video game because I didn't complete the puzzles, and I only neglected 3 of them. End game puzzles. I don't get it. Anyway, Reddit's dumb.
Well, a lot of this, I believe, is about emotional catharsis. And because communities keep hyper-focusing on positive-only content, it builds up an emotional debt of sorts that then any kind of irritation can kind of rip open that vat of disassociated emotions of, I don't know how to express this, and then it gets targeted on the easiest person to go after is the person who's most visible. And so, I'm sorry that happened to you. This is just in VR chat. It's weird, but you kind of helped me rewire this around cancellation. When I saw your name up, I was like, "Aw," I felt touched. I just felt like, yeah, it's a Tuesday in VR chat.
It is. Yeah, I was like, oh man,
that's fun.
I'm gonna run around and give people a few minute warning here because I want to make sure everyone's staying on task. And you still all have the assignment of showing an avatar and how it helps you community build, so you can't escape this. We're gonna do a circle.
I have some meme avatars.
Okay,
I'm a little directed it and trying to look up just meditate.
Should we do a 5-minute warning for people to like be ready to circle up?
That sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm searching.
I found one.
Junk here real quick.
This is not it.
Buddha human. Buddha Buddha.
5-minute warning. 5-minute warning, everybody. 5-minute warning.
That makes sense.
5-minute warning. Make sure you have an avatar you can present something on about community building. Oh, you're so cute.
Yeah.
I know, right? Look at us.
What?
This might be like they were lethal company. We're ready to meet our quota for the community. We're gonna gather things and we're gonna sell it to help fund the BridgeMakers.
I love it.
If we don't
It's
make
like an
quota,
auction.
somebody else is next.
Oh God, you zap people. This is your 5-minute warning, so start to polish up how you want to present your avatar selection. And ideally, you have a new one. So I need to get a new one.
Right there. Yeah, this is for free. You can just search Dummy 13 VR chat. This is for free.
Did you already yell at everybody 5 minutes?
I did. But you might also yell at them. So hopefully everybody's been yelled at
Next month we're gonna
thoroughly.
release this. Oh no,
Yeah.
I'm going to
a cute Rumba.
search for
Now I'm Big Roomba.
In here.
I honestly can't stand the speed of
Yes,
being
sir.
that super small.
And you can change the
It's
color
much
scheme.
more fun.
God, is that a naked Buddha?
It'd be under expressions.
Wow.
I'm not
That's a-
seeing.
I'm gonna show up this one.
Very
I
cool
like
It's
this
meme.
gone gray.
I know.
Hey, yeah, I found a
Did
gray
you?
one.
This is new. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Does it have a
Are you
feature
feeling well?
you're gonna show off? You're like, this is what happens to me at BridgeMakers. I lose all my color. You have a bell on your
This one-
tail. Wow.
Well, what I found interesting about this one is it has that. I never heard about that Go Logo.
Yeah, you have Go Go Loco. Oh my god.
Yeah,
You're just
it has
gray.
that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is this the Helper 2 version of Scott?
Next evolution. The next evolution with the
Also rotating like the right way.
Probably looks really weird.
Let's see what
me
this
see.
is.
Sit.
Whoa. Whoa. Sorry. Accidental. Apologies. The one avatar I pick and it makes me a giant. Whew. That was a lot. Apologies. Hope I didn't step on anyone. My bad.
Well, I'm trying to do. Hey.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello.
Well, sit down.
Yeah,
Mission accomplished.
Be able to
Oh.
I applied your goggles.
the
What
avatar
is
you're looking
this?
for.
Crazy. It's like galactic furry
Can you sit
You think
cross-legged?
it dances?
splatter.
Yo,
Mm.
the avatar dances. Hold on.
Wow.
We going on a ride?
Toki had this boat. I wonder if Puzzle remembers. Huh. That's
I'm.
great.
Probably know this one.
Where are we off to?
All these hands.
Because of the ink.
This one does, but I don't. I'm not as happy.
Woo. Not again. Ah.
What is that? Oh wow.
Sorry. I thought it was a different one.
Very similar.
Little people. Why does that keep happening? Whoa. This is like a Carl avatar.
Yeah, I've tried that one on before,
Yeah?
or at least something very similar to it.
This doesn't feel like you, though. It's a little too dark.
Yeah, no, not one I'd saved.
No, totally.
So like.
Okay, you stay.
Hmm. This has nothing in it. All right. Wait, did I just turn the sky black? No.
I was about to say,
Come
what
on,
happened
go
to
figure
this
it
guy?
out.
I'm gonna look at another Buddha. I'm gonna try another Buddha.
The Buddha parade. It takes some time to find the Buddha that represents you. It's a
I
good
don't
Buddha
know.
though.
She's trying to look for like a Buddha, like a Buddha avatar, but
I love it.
it's like
a
an
good goal.
extremely hard search term.
Yeah. I'm enjoying this one. This is interesting.
Doma, the living Buddha.
The black orb. I guess
Yeah.
black hole is a
Black hole.
Please.
Okay.
It's a black hole furry.
Ooh, I like that too. Hey.
No, I'm very
Yeah.
into this.
All right, I'm calling final selections and telling folks to
Yeah.
circle up.
Good. Yeah. I love it.
Dang.
Look at that dancing. Okay. Scott, do you have your presentation ready? Not that presentation. Your avatar presentation.
I think so.
Okay, good.
Oh, yeah. One's a little
Keep going.
10% complete.
10%. Exactly. Yay.
Yeah.
I love
booting.
how people can change avatars and then instantly I don't know who anybody is. It's just, it's like the whole room, brand new people.
Yeah, playing with avatars is always fun.
Yeah, do you do this very often? Just when I drag you here?
Not, I wouldn't say often, but every time I've seen like a avatar theme, like it always really energizes. It's like if you played "Staying Alive" by the Bee Gees. It's like just instant.
Mhm. Yeah, that's so true. We're in a very primitive box, and so much life is happening here. It's crazy.
Yeah, lots of excitement.
Yeah, exactly. I love the twin energy of the pairs. It's so good.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we have to round up, herd the cats.
Are we wrangling? What
We're
are we gonna circle
wrangling.
up?
Yeah, it's gonna be time to circle up here. Okay, we're gonna circle up
Circle
now.
around me.
Circle up around
I am
Carl.
the center of the circle.
Circle around the car, the Carl car.
And share.
Circle time.
I'm pretty sure.
Circle up around Carl.
Kind of ambiguous.
Okay. And I'm going to turn my ear muffled off, which means you're all going to be really gentle with my ears now.
Jog is trying to find.
Okay. Turn off
Your
my
muff
mirror
mode
so
is
there's
off.
twice as many people
Like
here.
extremely hard.
Okay. Circle
Right, it seems
time.
like there's a lot of
Come with
subversive
us.
meaning.
Over here, please.
Ones I'm not used to being this ridiculously huge.
Okay.
They're going down.
All right.
The green theme you got going on.
Let's
All right.
stand in a circle. Circle, circle.
Yep.
Thank you. Okay, Carl,
everybody
the
here
floor
now.
is yours.
All right. So I think, we've definitely gone over our allotted time. So
Yeah.
just to make sure we're respecting everybody's, expectations and ability to hang out there.
Oh.
We want to make sure
Yeah.
everyone gets a chance to speak. So when it is your turn, you could tell us, if you know where your avatar's from, kind of what the feature you got is, and how that, can be helpful. But try and keep it in a more, flowy manner to where we're making sure that each person is getting their opportunity to talk about the avatar they've chosen.
So ideally keep it to 30 seconds, maximum 1 minute. We're going to go in a circle.
All right, and I am going to go last.
Okay, who would like to start? Show us one thing about your avatar that could help build communities. Kibble! Kibble's going to start. Go, Kibble.
Okay. Familiarity. If you have a lot of familiarity, people have a beginning trust in you. In the book of Fear by Calvin D. Becker, he does things with justice and stuff like that. He refers to how our subconscious naturally takes tallies of the people we see. And even beyond our conscious, it's our subconscious. And if you're an avatar that you're in all the time, people's avatar, their subconscious will register you. So that's my 30 seconds.
Okay, so
Be
Kibble...
consistent.
Kibble is not changing his avatar. He's probably one of the people I've seen in VR chat that has the exact same avatar 99.999% of the time. So that's important for Kibble, is stay consistent. So that's an interesting cheat. Nobody else can do that. Okay, who else?
Yeah, and for someone like that, ideally they could take these features and build them into their avatar.
Let's actually go in a circle to keep this moving.
Yeah.
Actually, so let's have 99 Bunny go next. We're going to go in a circle. Okay.
Ooh, yeah, how does
I'm
your
Bunny.
avatar make
Go for it.
Bunny?
If I could do expressions, Kibble would be getting one right now because I did not know what I was getting into. So I have been in this avatar since the get-go. And, surprise, surprise, my actual name is Bunny. And can you guess why I chose this avatar?
Oh.
Because you like white a lot?
Bunny, it's a bunny, it's a bunny. I got a cute little
Don't
cocktail.
believe the lies.
Now, I wore this avatar for
Spreading
about a year
misinformation.
before I realized that her ass hangs out the back. So I discovered that late, but I was already attached to her. So everyone just has to deal with the cake. I believe an avatar can promote community because one of the things I do in Kibble's community is I run a head pat event. And when you can connect with somebody else's avatar because they are adorable, cute, interesting, or neat, you get a much better head pat experience. And you would think that this would be subjective. Well, maybe it is a little subjective, but you'd think it would only go to people with hands or paws. But these robot hands feel amazing.
Aw. So
And,
your lesson for us is approachability. The more cute, the more fuzzy,
and familiarity.
familiarity.
I like that I can always recognize Kibble. I saw Pauline as soon as I come in here because I've only ever seen this avatar. And Mitch, these were the only two people that I recognized because I usually don't keep nameplates on. I go by voice and avatar.
Yeah, and that
Would you
immersion
recognize real quick,
piece.
Bunny, if I showed something?
Yeah, that immersion piece
quantum
is really important to realize. Is like people who are having to read name tags all the time, that can be stressful. So especially in a public facing role, being more consistent with your avatar is a way to keep everybody a little calmer. They know where you are. Okay, but that was still a little bit of a
And
cheat, but you're
connected to you.
new, so I'll justify that. Okay,
Yeah.
so Just Hat,
Yeah.
your turn. 30 seconds, go.
The only reason I use this avatar is because I'm only on when I'm really high.
That's valid.
Oh,
It is a signal that lets others know your state.
Really?
Oh, yeah,
That
so
avatar tells us
survive.
that you're high? Huh.
You didn't see that stuff in his hands.
Oh, there's a I see. Gotcha. It's communication. I hear you. Okay. All right, Scott, your turn.
Lloyd says bye.
Bye, Lloyd. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I was able to find an avatar with the go. Sorry, what was the
Go Loco
again? Go Loco.
Go Loco.
And one of the things I like, especially about BridgeMakers events, is I learned things like the seated animation can kind of make it feel more, like comfortable, casual. So now I have an option to do like a seated animation.
Yay!
So that's why I picked this one. Yeah.
Oh.
And kept that familiarity. Found an avatar that fits, how we know Scott. It still is icon, maybe not the right color, but ultimately,
It's a little anemic. Needs some vitamin D, but otherwise it sits. Yay! That's awesome. Oh gosh. Okay, Star Trek avatar.
That's pretty good.
Okay, Vinia, your turn. 30 seconds. Oh God, it's crying Captain Kirk's. That's awesome. All right.
That's Picard.
Vinia, hop into the center here. I don't think we can hear you though. What made you choose this?
Yeah,
avatar?
whoops, sorry.
There you go.
So I found myself thinking about that same onboarding path that we had for maybes becoming newbies and what it really means in community for you to receive a really good initial reception, which made me think receptionist / lawyer / definitely Isabel
Aw.
of Animal Crossing. So
Yay.
I think it's really adorable to be able to just kind of take a explicit move into that state, because my standard avatar tends to be rather professional. It's why I chose her, and I really like that avatar. But sometimes when it comes to just being nice and being neat and approachable, kind of similar to Scott, like the prone position in this case actually looks really approachable and really available for newcomers. So
Lovely.
I chose Isabel.
Yay. Also, something to note, if you're on desktop, having an avatar that's mouth doesn't move can sometimes kind of diminish your presence. So if you're doing desktop, try to pick avatars where people can see the movement of your mouth, just in general. And that one's a beautiful one.
Or just choose not a mouth at all.
Well,
Yeah.
that one's even a little harder. Oh, was that PC only? Yeah, thank you, Jog. Probably. Okay. Let's see. Who's next? Mig. Go for it.
Midge. Okay,
Midge.
so I like this avatar because it kind of makes me look friendly and approachable. And one of my favorite features of this avatar is I can put stickers on it, and it kind of showcases my interests. And I had quite a few people who just come up to me and look at my stickers and ask about them. And yeah, it's a really good conversation starter.
Nice. Thank you. You're like a walking
I didn't think
suitcase.
of that.
I have a sticker for you later.
Oh,
We have a similar
It
a guy that wears a
advertises
similar avatar even on Ancients that puts stickers on theirs as well. Rayman.
Yeah.
But
The other one.
Okay,
but I didn't
giant.
think we could also frame this as people who do make their own. Tell us, how you've implemented these features on
Exactly.
your own avatar.
I know. Next level.
That is a labor of love.
George, your turn. Hop in the middle in your giant avatar self. What do you got going on here?
So this avatar is an example of something that can contribute to communities, but also be a challenge too, because it's huge, it lacks expressions, and it's from Warhammer, which can be kind of has a reputation. Now, within those communities and with people that recognize and can bond over that specifically, it's actually a source of or a source of a lot of bonding. And it has some features, mostly loud Warhammer features you would expect, that again, they might be disruptive in certain contexts, but in other contexts, it forms like amazing roleplay experiences for people that want to be part of that.
It caters to a community. Yeah.
It's a very niche role play kind of avatar. Gotcha.
I thought the Warhammer people wanted to murder the furry people.
Uh-oh.
I wouldn't say that as a rule.
Somebody's just making money off that meme on YouTube.
Okay. It's a civil discourse in progress, but not today. Okay. Simulations. Your turn. 30 seconds.
No, okay. I can say something before simulations. Sorry, simulations.
Oh, okay.
Fun fact: that avatar is made from a friend of mine. Made that avatar.
Aww.
It's a community of people that play Warhammer RP here in VRChat, and then they have a community that literally every Friday or something they get together to make a giant role play.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Warhammer. So
that's awesome.
Role play VRChat. And then they have a community that literally every Friday or something. Yeah, Warhammer. So you can if you role play your chat.
The green.
I can't hear you.
Oh, am I back?
Tell us, how you've.
Avatar is because in the PAL groups, and what happens is that we get to. So this avatar has a third arm that pops out. So someone else can sit here.
Spin in a circle. Spin in a circle.
It goes pretty far. So once I get them to where they want to go, they would then clone my avatar and help me get to where they go. So that's why I like this avatar. And thank you, George, for demonstrating.
Another great use of seats.
We have survived the void.
We love it. Is it our turn?
Very proactive.
Go for it.
My turn.
Everyone hear
All
me?
right, so this is the one avatar I pick when I need to be
Glitching hard.
incredibly considerate of avatar quality. And, oh my goodness. Goes through the checkboxes for me. PC avatar. Got a lot of customization for it. Love pumpkins. But other than that, I'm in a lot of default furry avatars, or my default, which would be similar to some people here. I very rarely change into anything other than that. But it's a wonderful avatar. It's cute, very approachable.
Yay.
Nice.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
changing back.
Was that
That's
like a PC only, Abby? Because I was not seeing pumpkins and I heard pumpkins.
No.
Oh yeah.
He's got a pumpkin hoodie.
Maybe view. Click on him and view him.
A pumpkin cat.
No,
Oh my
I heard his
God.
voice. That's Pro. He's my buddy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd see me now.
Well, no, now you're a bunch of now I see you. Yes. I see
Okay.
You should see me.
DX. I think it's your turn.
It's me.
Yeah.
So I choose this avatar. Basically, just tell you guys like coming here in the world and find something that is closer to you is really awesome. But when you come to like found that thing by the man, if I change that hair to that hat inside, you can start building your own personality. Sometimes this field is hard to do it, but there are a lot of free avatars and a lot of free examples that you can get it to start learning yourself. This avatar is a thing that I made that is for free. So you can just get it. Oh, you like this one and want to just this avatar, but with a little hat or with a little gun on the arm or a sword. You can just get a lot of free avatars that you can find on the web, on Gumroad or on Booth to find the thing that can fit you and for free initially. So you can start entering without having a paywall. There's a bunch of tutorials on YouTube, and you can find like starting the basics. It's not that hard. The start seems to be hard, but you can do it in the start, and then you can build your own personality doing your stuff. Because finding public avatars is it's really cool, but when you start building yourself, you can start creating your own bill. Yeah. And this avatar is
And
a bunch of cool tech, so.
Yeah, what DX is referring there to is like getting an avatar and getting other like free or paid assets and kind of mixing and matching them is a first step to kind of learning what you're doing. That's called kit bashing, and that is a great first step for a lot of people.
Nice. So I'm gonna have Carl. You keep going. I'm having a weird glitch where everybody's moving around like we're on a high seas boat. And I need to quit and restart before I start to expel things I shouldn't expel. So I'll be back. Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. Well, we got Seth.
Oof, we are way over time. Oh my gosh. We'll be better. Thank you, anybody who's continuing to watch. Send an invite to Mary. Okay. The fun of resetting. Okay, request invite. Request. And I'll also do that with Zing. Or no, request invite. There we go.
I'll go randomly. Alright. Randomly found this avatar. Kind of forgot what the premise was, but it has the features that you have asked. It is Quest compatible. It's in good quality. It has the Go-Go logo, so I can sit.
Yeah, and if you like it, it sounds like a winner to me.
It even has dances as well. And it's also from Rain World, if you like Rain World. So there you go. There's my TED Talk.
Hey, your avatar TED Talk. Woohoo. Mm-hmm. Keep going.
All right, we got Jog.
Okay, so I think mine is a lesson in persistence and process because I haven't found an avatar that I really like, but I keep trying. Oh, wow. And that's a big part of life and building community. Like when you walk into a room and nobody greets you, you maybe do go back in. And maybe if you don't greet someone and you think, I should have greeted them, maybe next time you do, or you do it later, or you do it late. And so I was looking for something particular with this avatar. I wanted to sit cross-legged, and I finally found a way to do it. Kind of, sort of, for a little bit. Oh, and I wanted it to look kind of female too, and it's got man boobs, so it's not perfection. It's like I said, it's
part of that process, I'd say, is sharing with folks that what you're looking for.
I'm not sure what I'm doing, but
Never give up.
Well, yeah. So Jog was looking for something that was meditative and
that's
female,
grit,
which was kind of a hard prompt to narrow down.
And I wanted to sit cross-legged.
You got the cross-legged.
You walk into a room wearing that, and you tell people like, "Well, this is what I was looking for." They'll probably help you.
For a moment.
It's I like your emphasis about iteration. You know, that iteration isn't just about finding something to create better, but it's about finding something to wear better. And you're evolving. And then Carl was mentioning, you know, it's important to ask people if they have ideas if you're looking for an avatar, so you can get more directions on how to find the one you're looking for. Yeah.
And it's not about perfection. It's persistence and process.
Lovely. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh crap, it's my turn now. I didn't think I'd get this far today. Anyway, hi. So, as you can see, usually my predominant theme is that I like purple. It doesn't really matter which avatar. However, there is one thing that's very particular to me, that no matter which avatar I wear, except for this one, you will know that it's me, and I'm going to turn into it. I'm going to see if any one of you guys can guess. Unfortunately, it's PC only, but I didn't think this far ahead, so PC people got an advantage. I want y'all guys to look at me and see if there's one particular thing that's just continuous throughout most of my avatars. Starting with Medusa. Alright. As you can see, you know, whole bunch of funness, you know, all this. I am purple. Yes, but I got other things. All right, take note. Y'all see this? Y'all see this? Y'all pay attention. I am also shiny. Yes. Sparkly.
Okay.
Yes.
15 more seconds. 15 more seconds.
All right, I'm gonna turn into the other one.
Is it the big tail?
All right, this one. Wow, cool, fantastic. Another one I really like to run around in. Yes, fun, cool. I'm gonna turn again.
Hurry.
Doing it real fast.
There is a duck. There is a duck. It's the
About me.
Good catch.
Which avatar I wear, you will always find a giant purple rubber duck on top of my head. We do not know if I'm being controlled by the rubber duck or is the avatar controlling the rubber duck. It just builds into my lore.
That's lovely.
I just love it.
I didn't even notice it until you said it.
Nice.
Who knows? Yes, all my avatars,
Thank
more
you.
or less, that I upload
There's
will
the
have a
bird.
cute little rubber duck on their head, and that's my signature. It's always nice to have a little PC that's consistent.
Aw, that's so cool. Thank you, SS.
Yes.
Okay, Mary. Go.
Now, while I do like my present avatar for some of the reasons already mentioned, it is actually really good quality. But I wanted to switch to this one. Now, it has sounds, which is one of the potential negatives. But one thing it does do is it's both a mount, if someone would like to jump on, and it also flies.
Damn.
That's one.
Damn it! And so...
It was.
In
in a world where like
Of
it's a kind of adventure, or it's difficult to get from A to B.
Oh, that's really
I
cute.
use this to transport people to where they want to go.
Long heart.
Carl has definitely,
That's why I like this one.
yeah, Mary has definitely used this avatar at events to actually help people get somewhere, and it's always such a beautiful. In fact, Scott and Mary, this has happened before. It's a very sweet little pair. Oh, look at that! Just wears it beautifully.
Does anybody else have the urge to throw a ball for Mary?
Well, so that's actually a really good example of bridge making, right? Your avatar is so approachable, there's a wish to play, right? Or ride. So those are all really good signs. Beautiful. Okay, for shortness of time, because we were like 40 minutes over today, let's keep going. We've got 5 left.
Okay.
The bus.
Yeah. I'll start with this one. This one's called Magic Cat Trolley, but I'll start with the feature 6 seats. We got a bell, some lights.
No, I'd go.
And
Yeah, the lights comboed with the seats is great.
Flying and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if flying's on.
I see a little dark-skinned girl.
That's because you're quest only.
Yeah, so that's another
Yeah.
PC only
PC Abby.
avatar.
From what everyone else is.
Yeah, so I'll take a picture of this, but this is a really good example, right? So like a quest only, I don't even know if she could ride you, but it probably wouldn't feel safe, right? So these are just
The
pieces.
seats wouldn't be. It's not the same avatar. Yeah.
Said the golden naked Buddha. I mean, like, what kind of absurdity are we in here
What
for?
if it was a little light-skinned girl?
Oh, no. We're not going there. Okay. Cute. Armani. Okay. One more thing.
Yeah, I'll say one more thing. It's like I've noticed with accessibility wise, this avatar is good for if you have a group who wants to go travel across a really big world and they have drift on their controllers, and it's really useful to have a group together and they want to travel. There's bonding within just the seats. You can sit together and ride and explore a world together without having to actually sacrifice 6 thumbsticks. You just have one person moving their joystick, and
Yeah.
it saves. It's practical, yeah.
Burnout prevention. And you found that in Prismatic, Armani, or that's just an avatar?
No. I just ran into this exploring. Found this avatar in a world. It's I forgot the name of the world.
Venya is leaving.
Thank you. Oh, bye, Venya. You have meeting prep. Glad you're here. Thank you, Armani. That's a great one. I hope we can all find that. Okay, Pauline, go.
It's clonable.
30 seconds. Oh, I couldn't clone you.
Okay, 30 seconds. So there's a lot on this avatar, but the idea behind it is that it represents me. Everything on this avatar tells something about me, so you don't even have to read the bio to know about me. It's very expressive. It carries items that are only PC accessible right now that show things about me that work and function. Lots of props. It wears high heels. People come to me because they see the high heels. It is viewable on Quest, but it's not fully functional on Quest. Sorry, it's a complex avatar. But that's it. It's about representing me as much as possible.
Yeah.
Yep.
Business cards of 2020 are avatars of 2025. We tell our story in everything we choose. Okay, Shadow, go.
Well, this avatar is like I like Umbreon. I like Pokemon. It's very approachable for people who also like that kind of stuff. Something that it also has is that it has a little deck of playing cards where you can actually do some tricks with it. Like you can ask people to pick a card, and I would have to guess that card.
Oh my gosh, that's weird. I like it.
And then I could do like this, shuffle it, and then I could ask if this was your card.
Was that my card? Oh my god, that was my card! Trickster. It's like his avatar knew which my card was.
Oh my god.
Wow. Very tricky.
Yeah, it's just fun to have like an asset that kind of like invites people over to do stuff with them and have some fun interactions.
Yeah.
And it also have a means of transportation.
Whoa! A magic card carpet. What? That's crazy cool. Okay, Rocky,
Yeah,
your turn.
that's what I had.
We got another.
Here. So, yeah, so
avatars again.
quest compatibility is very important. Very identical on Quest, except for like the flashlight, but that's a different thing. Yeah, so avatars are a great option to like express your interests and stuff. So like I've got my Gibson shirt, my gun on the back, just conversation starters. People come up to you and be like, hey, common interests and stuff. Good way to start a conversation.
That's lovely. Yeah, you're telling some stories directly on your avatar people can ask about. Okay, well, this is the one I picked. It's black hole, but it also has humanoid body characteristics, and it crosses into the furry soul realm, apparently. So I like that intersectionality, and I'm a very elemental person, so I chose mine partly based on story. And did I go any deeper than that to actually apply the assignment today? By looking inside, I didn't find a ton that I loved about it. It does have some dances, but there's no Go Go Loco inside. But it is, I think, not just PC and Quest compatible, it is also mobile compatible. So that was a nice little plus. I'm definitely going to keep this one, a little black hole avatar. But I didn't do all my assignments. So Carl, you get to do yours, and then we're going to close up with a group photo and a couple other announcements. But yeah, go for it.
Okay, and I'm gonna ramble a bit because mine's got a weird thumbnail and I can never find it when I mean to, and I didn't realize it was coming up on me this quick. So I'm finding it in my dang list. But this avatar kind of takes, I hinted at it earlier, it's talking about the roller coaster and, taking one small feature and kind of taking it to its extreme. There it is. So this avatar is Quest compatible, but
You're still dancing, you.
All right,
Yes.
so I got to kind of position myself with this one because
Here we go.
Quite large.
We're not doing roller coaster, are we?
For our questies, it is Quest compatible, but it is also very poor on Quest. So you might still need to click on me and hit the show avatar thing to make this Quest avatar show.
Classic. This works.
Hey, Carl, you're kind of violating the 30-second rule here. How people are going to be in the
That's why I
sky.
said I was going last.
Okay. Bye, Puzzle and Mary.
I figured only a few people would really jump on. Usually it's not that big of a draw.
You can't click on it. Whoops, sorry.
You have to click on the wall.
The wall.
And you have to click on a seat that's unoccupied. If they're currently occupied, it won't let you in.
So you all know, the first time I saw an avatar like this is something I saw moderators using to distract and engage trolls. So just keep that in mind, that there's creative ways to reach for people that are being disruptive and give them reorientation to being playful and in community. So thank you. And we're going to close this as soon as people get off the ride. We don't want to leave them midair. And then we're going to do a group photo.
Part of what I was going to refer to as it being mindful about not being disruptive is the seat location for the, get on and off is the wall. So even if I change out of this avatar, it'll drop people at the wall, not where the car currently is.
So much fun.
Oh, good. Okay. Okay, back to circle for one more announcement, and then we're gonna close up because we've been doing this for a while. Yay! Okay, so this was before we do that, this was a BridgeMakers 11-month long. We've been doing summits, and this was our 11-month. We would love to see you back in 1 month and also helping contribute. BridgeMakers is not Hey You. Hey You just helped some cool people get together and build bridges. So we want a big community event next month to really celebrate that we're all learning here and we're teaching each other. So please consider joining our Discord and signing up, and also helping us create a really cool 1-year anniversary event where we're teaching and learning about community building. Okay, so group photo, please switch to your avatar that you mounted today if you still have it, so we can all have some cool alternative views. I guess we should group around the bus here because, you know, biggest avatar.
Well,
And
first of all, I
yay.
know exactly what sign it needs in front of it.
Oh, absolutely.
I refuse to yield to everyone.
Oh my
I refuse
gosh.
to yield to anyone.
Put me on the bus.
Look at these beautiful people.
Yes.
Oh.
I am within. I am within.
Aw.
I am within.
That's so cute. Jose, scooch in.
Wonderful.
Scooch in, Jose. Okay.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
I don't think that one fits.
No, jeez. Oh my gosh, that's great. Okay, lovely, lovely. Okay, so you can click on any of the people you've seen here present today, and they should have already joined the group, so you can request to join there. Hopefully see you back soon. Tell people about BridgeMakers. Thank you to everybody that participated. Let's give our helpers a huge shout out. They really, really stepped up here. Lots of emojis for our helpers, including Jose, who's been silently filming us the whole time.
Thank you for your service.
Naked Buddha lady.
Thank you. And yeah, please send each other friend invites if you felt compatibility, and hopefully see you soon. It's good, good, good. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Carl. Thank you, Curious.
You know what?
All the people. We didn't get our staff photo. We lost half our people, but we'll get it next time. Maybe by next year or next month, we'll do it. Okay, you going to bed? I imagine you must be wiped. Long run.
Yeah, I'll be going to bed soon.
Okay. Beautiful chaos. Beautiful chaos. That was a little like herding cats. I'm gonna stop the stream.